The story begins as a torrential downpour rains down on a ruined tower, lightning tears across the sky, casting a cold light on the scene, making the atmosphere even more gloomy and desolate. The woman clutched a blood-stained knife in her hand. Qin Feng, you really are impressive. Before her stood a warrior trapped amidst a pile of monster corpses, his lifespan draining 100 times faster, and yet he was still strong enough to conquer the ruins of an ancient god. But I've already taken this divine artifact, the Eye of Judgment. The young man coughed up a mouthful of fresh blood, trying to speak through the pain. Asterisk. Cough asterisk. Why? Why would you betray me now? Lightning flashed again, illuminating Xiao Yu's cold face. But I'm your brother. Qin Xiao Yu sneered, her eyes filled with contempt. Brother? Qin Feng? You're just my parents' adopted son. We're not even blood related. How dare you call yourself my brother? Song Fei stepped forward from behind, his tone reproachful. Xiao Yu, you shouldn't say things like that. The girl's face immediately lit up when she saw him. Song Fei continued, his voice dripping with venomous sarcasm. But our dear big brother was quite useful, wasn't he? He looked up at Qin Feng, gloating. Qin Feng, I really have to thank you. Thanks to you, Xiao Yu and I were able to obtain this divine artifact. To drain your lifespan in an instant, it took a lot of effort to implant the fallen soul's blade into your body. What do you think? Do you like my little thank you gift? Qin Feng's vision blurred, a stream of red blood running down his cheek. Qin Xiao Yu, I worked so hard to raise you after our parents died. I even paid for your education. After the game began, I risked my life for you countless times. I was truly mistaken about a sister like you. Qin Xiao Yu dismissed his words, her voice cold. After our parents died, you were always trying to control me, meddling in my life. When Song Fei and I needed protection, you were, admittedly, still of some value. But now that we have the divine artifact, you're of no use to us anymore. Song Fei tightened his grip on his sword and lunged forward, his eyes filled with malice. Qin Feng, you can die in peace. I'll take good care of Xiao Yu for you. As the blade fell, Qin Feng roared in hatred. Even in death, I will never forgive either of you. Then, his head rolled to the ground, his blood staining the sky red as memories flashed through his mind. In the year 2025, a cruel and divine game appeared. Just by falling asleep, people would be pulled into that world. The only currency in the game was life itself. Die, and your lifespan would be deducted. Kill monsters, and your lifespan would increase. The power of the players was terrifying. They could consume their lifespan to bring their abilities from the game into reality. A powerful expert tearing a tank apart with their bare hands, slicing a plane from the sky with a single sword stroke, or even withstanding a nuclear bomb with their body was no longer a fantasy. Back to Qin Feng. He fought valiantly amidst hordes of savage monsters. From then on, the world changed rapidly, disasters spreading everywhere. I led my sister through countless hardships, and was lucky enough to become one of the top 100 strongest experts in the world. A great power settled in my eyes, granting me extraordinary abilities. After countless trials and overcoming endless dangers, I finally conquered the ancient god's relic. Having obtained the divine artifact, the Eye of Judgment, I was qualified to reach the pinnacle. But in the very next moment, a cold, sharp blade was pressed against his body. Without a hint of mercy, Xiao Yu plunged the knife deep into Qin Feng. The blade transformed into thorny vines that pierced his flesh, causing him excruciating pain. I was betrayed by my only remaining family. My head rolled into a hidden corner between the rocks. It turns out my entire life of sacrifice was all for nothing. All my efforts only served to benefit others. These final moments only strengthened Qin Feng's will. I won't accept this. If I get a chance to live again, I swear I'll live for myself. His vision slowly faded to black. Suddenly, the young man woke up in his familiar bed. Qin Feng shot up in bed, completely bewildered. Where is this? The real world? He broke out in a cold sweat and quickly touched his neck. Didn't I die? The year 2025. Qin Feng quickly looked out the window. The bustling night view of the city appeared before him. Could it be? I've been reborn. Reborn 9 years in the past, right at the moment the cruel divine game began. Qin Xiao Yu kicked the door open, her expression annoyed. Seeing him, she yelled, Qin Feng, so you are home. Why didn't you answer my calls? Qin Feng looked at her and thought to himself, just as I remember. On the day the game launched, Qin Xiao Yu and I had a huge fight over Song Fei, and she took her anger out by kicking over the trash can. Did you forget I had to go support brother Song Fei? Are you trying to ghost me? You have no idea how important it was for me to go support him this time. Qin Feng recalled some old details. Before the game began, Song Fei was a famous underground idol, and Qin Xiao Yu was his diehard fan. On the outside, Song Fei was glamorous, but in reality, he was a scumbag who secretly conned his female fans out of their money and their bodies. To protect Qin Xiao Yu, he had never allowed her to associate with him, only to be falsely accused of interfering in her life. Xiao Yu's voice boomed. "You. That fangirl and her street scum friends have started infringing on his rights. I have to go support him. And those damn crazy fans, along with Deng Shu, are disgusting. They're clinging to him. He's going through a crisis, and you're here stopping me, cutting off my money, making me a nobody, and you're responsible for this." The girl's voice grew louder as she pointed directly at Qin Feng. "Hey, are you deaf? I'm talking to you. Are you just going to pretend you can't hear me? It's because of you that he dropped in this month's rankings." Before she could finish her sentence, Qin Feng landed a hard slap across her face. Xiao Du collapsed onto the floor, amidst the mess she herself had created. Her face was red and swollen, her eyes welling with tears. "Qin Feng, you dared to hit me?" Qin Feng glared, his voice cold. "Qin Xiao Du, I don't have the time or the mood to waste my energy on you today, but if you dare cause trouble again, I'll slap that mouth of yours shut for good." He took out a bank card. "This is the money our parents left us. All these years, no matter how hard life got, I never touched a single cent of it. Today, I'm giving it all to you." He threw the card at her head, picked up a glass of water, and opened the door to his room. "For our parents' sake, I'll let this slide. But listen closely. From this moment on," he closed the door, his voice filled with resolve. "Qin Xiao Du, I have no sister like you." Qin Xiao Du clutched her cheek, sobbing on the floor, looking utterly wronged. Meanwhile, Qin Feng was alone in his room, lost in deep thought. "In my past life, to protect Qin Xiao Du, I missed out on so many opportunities. There were countless hidden realms and treasures that required taking risks to discover, but I gave them all up." He held a few eye-strengthening pills in his hand. "I'm also very curious. Without this burden, what heights can I reach?" He swallowed the pills with a sip of water. "This time, I'll use my knowledge of the game from my past life to surpass everyone." The young man set the glass down on the table. "Qin Xiao Du, you can fend for yourself from now on. And as for that bastard, Song Fei," the thought of him ignited a fire of rage within. "I will kill you with my own two hands." Qin Feng stepped into a water-filled space. He observed the portals around him, whispering, "The class selection hall. How nostalgic. I remember the first time I came here, I was in a panic for hours before I finally chose a class and left. This time, I have to be faster." In front of him was the image of a warrior. "In my past life, I chose to be a warrior to protect Qin Xiao Du. Although the warrior class isn't weak, it's not suitable for me anymore. Without Qin Xiao Du holding me back, my solo speed will be much faster." Qin Feng's eyes scanned the area. Mobility is the most important factor. He quickly found his target. The young man touched the mirrored surface. "I've decided. In this life, I will choose the assassin." A brilliant surge of power erupted. The divine artifact, the Eye of Judgment, has completed its binding. Those eyes stared directly at Qin Feng. The Eye of Judgment has activated its unique attribute, Power of Judgment, a passive ability. Upon entering this cruel divine game, he automatically received the highest tier class and talent. Qin Feng was pleased. The Eye of Judgment. So it was still bound to me even after I was reborn. So that's how it is. Once a divine artifact recognizes a master, it's useless even if it's gouged out. Or perhaps, it's what brought me back to life. A dark power surged into his body, pulling him into an ever-changing vortex. "Congratulations, you have obtained the hidden class, the Shadow." Qin Feng's arm reached out from the rift. Class change complete. His hair turned white, and his attire changed to match. "You have become the Shadow." Qin Feng felt the power spreading throughout his body. The Shadow. So this is the highest tier hidden class for assassins, completely different from the warrior of my past life. To possess such power right after getting a class. He widened his amber eyes. Each time you choose a class, the probability of getting a high tier hidden class is extremely low. And yet, the Power of Judgment gives a 100% chance. A system notification appeared. The Power of Judgment, the most ancient primordial power in the universe, overrides all rules and order. You do not possess divinity and cannot actively trigger this power, but its passive effects are still active. He was enveloped in a sphere of energy, a primordial power with supreme authority that transcends rules and order. This reminded him of a certain detail. In his past life, it wasn't until the 7th year of the game that a powerful expert escaped the forsaken land of the gods and reached the land of order. Only then did humanity learn of the power of order. But even after many years, no one ever managed to obtain the power of order. Qin Feng was ecstatic to think that on the very first day of my new life, I've already obtained a primordial power that surpasses both order and rules. As long as I can leave the forsaken land of the gods, reach the land of order, and obtain divinity, I'll be able to activate this power. It seems I have another great goal in this life. The system displayed a notification that the class selection was complete. Please enter your in-game name, he pondered. If my class is born from the shadows, then I'll just call myself Shadow. He touched the screen. The system responded. Your name has been set to Shadow. The surrounding space began to darken. Entering the forsaken land of the gods, a desolate place where countless demonic beasts run rampant. Be careful. They are ready to tear you to shreds and take your life at any moment. Leave town, kill monsters, and you'll gain lifespan. Qin Feng has appeared in the town, but if you die in the game, half your lifespan will be deducted, including your tradable lifespan. And it's non-tradable. Shell Town is a peaceful zone, with no monsters, and players cannot attack each other. The rate of lifespan loss has been reduced by 1. Chaos surrounds him. Hey, where is this? What's a class? What's a code name? I just got home from my night shift and went to bed. Is this a hallucination? Qin Feng observed, thinking to himself, have this many people already been pulled into this game? Another person shouted, I have no idea. I was eating chicken all night and just dozed off. How did I get here? Ouch, that hurts. This isn't a dream. It seems we've all been pulled into some kind of game. Qin Feng quietly moved through the crowd. Powerful individuals from various nations will soon emerge, reshaping the world order. If I want to get ahead, I have to act fast. Time waits for no one. A person looked at him curiously. What's his class? Why does he look so different from us? I don't know. Judging by the dagger in his hand, he must be an assassin. I'm an assassin too, so why don't I look that cool? Look, he even has special effects. Qin Feng pulled up his face covering and proceeded with caution. Ahead of him, a few people had just returned from battle. That hurt so much. So you come back to town after you die? They were terrified. Those monsters are so vicious. Just one bite took out half my health bar. How are we supposed to fight that? It was just a level 1.5 creep. And yet, the three of us attacking at once only managed to take off a third of its health. Half of my lifespan has already been deducted. The three men looked at the girl in the center. Sister Latu, what do we do now? Qin Feng observed her. The default weapon for an archer is a short bow, but she's using a longbow. It seems this is also a hidden class. Latu approached him with an offer. Hey there, it looks like you have a hidden class. Want to team up with us? The monsters out there are really strong. You can't fight them alone. Our team has already been wiped out once, so we have experience. Qin Feng thought to himself. Experience getting killed, you mean? He replied. No, thanks. The two guys following her scoffed. Just because you're quiet, you think you're some kind of pro? The five of us couldn't even handle it. You think you can do it alone? That's hilarious. We already told you how dangerous it is out there, and you still want to go alone? Are you trying to get yourself killed? That's right. He has a noble hidden class. Besides, he's an assassin. If he can't win, he can at least run. Latu opened the window to check. His name was Shadow. What a show-off. She signaled for her team to follow. Let's trail him and see what skills he has. Maybe we can learn some new information about the monsters. And we can also see how he dies. Her face darkened as she flashed a cunning smile. Qin Feng calmly walked along the path. He ventured deeper into the forest. Latu hid behind a tree, watching. The god-forsaken land. This place is so strange, so dangerous. Even though I don't know how I got here, with my years of online gaming experience, I quickly formed a team. Remembering that monster still gives me chills. I never expected the first monster in the beginner village to wipe out our entire team. That's not an enemy a level 1 player can handle. The other two guys remarked. His starting weapon is different from yours. You use a dagger, while he's using a short sword. Not only that, he's faster than me. As an assassin, my agility stat should be the highest. His clothes are also different from ours. Latu was hatching a plan. This shadow guy is very unusual. If we follow him, we might gather some important information. Suddenly, Qin Feng glanced back slightly, making Latu jump. Did he spot us? But he immediately used his shadow meld skill. His body vanished right in front of the gate. The group quickly ran over. Where did he go? Did he just disappear like that? Is that a stealth skill? A starting skill that's stealth? What kind of awesome class is that? They had no choice but to give up and head back. Humph. Let's just drop it. Let's go back to town and find a chance to level up. It's too dangerous out there. We've already died once. We only have half our lifespan left. That's right. Maybe there's a hidden reward, a treasure, or an NPC or something. In reality, Qin Feng was just using Shadow Meld, becoming invisible until he gets attacked. When he breaks stealth, his first attack will be empowered. Stealth Mastery doubles the duration of stealth and increases the stealth level by 1. He realized something useful. They can't see me? This shadow class is truly special. A normal assassin's stealth at this level would be easily detected. But Shadow has Stealth Mastery. No one, not even monsters, can detect me in the early stages. Qin Feng continued into the rainforest. Those naive newbies won't find anything useful in town. It's just a shelter. In this divine game, weak players are just prey for demonic beasts. After a while, he opened the system panel. His stealth had worn off. The duration isn't very long. Luckily, the cooldown starts from the moment of activation, so I can go into stealth again in just a few seconds. The information panel displayed the character name Shadow and the class Shadow. Level 1. Non-tradable lifespan 75 years. Tradable lifespan 0. Strength 10. Constitution 10 plus 3. Agility 10 plus 8. Spirit 10. Qin Feng calculated that the initial attribute for all players is 10 points. Different classes get additional points based on this. In my previous life, my warrior class only had bonuses to strength and constitution. This time, the shadow class adds points to all attributes, with agility even getting a plus 8 and 5 free attribute points. He considered that many players would choose to increase strength or spirit. He poured all his points into agility, 10 plus 13. The stronger his magical power grew, the more crucial agility became. In the early stages, damage from any monster could crush a player. Only by increasing agility and speed could one kill monsters without getting injured. Suddenly, he heard a noise. A monster on a tree branch was spitting out a soul fragment from its mouth. A level 1 creeper, normal grade, was devouring a lifespan. He frowned. It seemed this was the one that had taken down that team of 4. The moment it spotted its prey, the ferocious monster charged forward violently. Observing the scattered wounds on its body, it was clear the previous group had made it lose a fair amount of blood. Qin Feng immediately leaped backward to dodge. He knew that once a monster defeated a player, it would steal their lifespan. By absorbing lifespans, it could evolve to become stronger. Qin Feng activated a skill, lifting his body. His hand tightened on the hilt of his dagger as he simultaneously activated his stealth state. His figure instantly vanished in the middle of the clearing. The creeper panicked, looking around in all directions, unable to spot its enemy. Just then, Qin Feng silently appeared right above it. From above, he delivered a fatal strike, breaking his stealth. The system immediately announced, "You have dealt 174 damage. You have defeated a level 1 creeper. You receive 10 experience points." The lifespan from the monster transferred directly into Qin Feng's body. He hadn't expected to finish the opponent in just one blow. Although he knew that attacking a creeper's weak point could deal critical damage, this amount of damage was far beyond his expectations. At the same time, he unlocked a new skill, Backstab. The skill's description stated that if you attack while outside the enemy's line of sight, your damage is doubled. Qin Feng exclaimed inwardly, "So that's how it is. There's even a backstab skill." Activating multiple class skills at once had pushed the damage to a horrifying level. Suddenly, Qin Feng froze for a few seconds as memories from his past life flooded his mind. He clearly remembered that, in the past, a warrior's critical hit only dealt 40 damage, and it took a very long time to take down a creeper, often resulting in severe injuries. Back then, he had also held the core of strength, but he had willingly given it to Xiao Yu. Now, Qin Feng kept the core for himself. The system announced, "You have gained 3 days of lifespan. Tradable. You have gained 54 years and 155 days of lifespan. Non-tradable." The power gradually faded. The 5 people killed by the creeper had each lost at least 30 years of lifespan, totaling over 100 years. But when it was transferred to the creeper, only 54 years remained. Even so, Qin Feng wasn't bothered. The non-tradable lifespan was useless for now. Suddenly, the Eye of Judgment reacted, activating the power of judgment. The system continued. "Congratulations. You have received the Infinite Evolution Talent, Primal Grade Talent. When defeating monsters in single-player mode, you have a chance to receive evolution points, which can be used to upgrade skills. Every 24 hours, you automatically receive 5 evolution points. If you defeat a boss-level monster in single-player mode, you are guaranteed to gain evolution points." Currently, Qin Feng possessed 5 evolution points. He excitedly opened the system panel, murmuring, "Infinite evolution. It can even upgrade skills? I've never heard of such a thing in my past life." Whether it was equipment or skill books, once they dropped from a monster, they were always fixed at their initial level and could not be changed. so this was a power that transcended all rules and order. Tan Feng smirked and decided to test it out. He chose to upgrade Hidden Shadow and Backstab, consuming 4 evolution points. The skills were successfully upgraded. Hidden Shadow evolved from normal grade to bronze, allowing for invisibility for 12 to 16 seconds. When attacking, the invisibility is broken, but the next attack deals an additional 60 to 90 damage. The cooldown was reduced from 28 seconds. Backstab evolved from low grade to normal, with a passive effect. Attacking from behind increases damage by an additional 10 to 15%. Tan Feng clenched his fists, his heart pounded. The invisibility duration of Hidden Shadow had increased to 16 seconds. When combined with Stealth Mastery, this duration doubled, reaching 32 seconds. With such a long invisibility time, he had practically achieved infinite stealth. If this skill was upgraded further, he could even take down a blood-spewing creeper in a single blow. Suddenly, a voice called out from behind. "Hey, look at that scrawny kid. He took down that monster all by himself." Another voice added, "See, I told you this game was simple." The girl standing next to the man flattered him. "Kangzi, you're so amazing. With your strength, you could probably take down a dozen guys." Kangzi proudly declared, "I'll protect you. As long as I'm here, you can rest easy." Tan Feng suddenly noticed something unusual. Above their heads, a monster was hidden in the tree canopy, revealing only its glowing red eyes. A voice called out, "Hey, brother, looks like you're having a tough time going it alone. You want me to take you under my wing?" Tan Feng immediately activated Hidden Shadow and vanished. The other two were surprised. "Huh? Kangzi, where did that guy go?" Kangzi laughed heartily. "He probably got scared off by my muscular physique." But the monster had already drawn very close. The girl and Kangzi's faces turned pale as they screamed, "Oh my god, what the hell is that thing?" The monster took a bite, black blood splattering everywhere. The breeder, level 1, bronze tier. Spiderling, level 1, normal tier. Qin Feng had already defended himself using Shadow Sneak. The breeder was a starter boss with about 1,600 HP, far beyond what a new player could handle, not to mention it commanded a swarm of small spiders. Qin Feng silently rushed towards the boss and whispered, "Perfect. Let's test the power of my newly upgraded skill." He aimed for the breeder's eye and launched an ambush strike. The boss shrieked, its body staggering. Qin Feng immediately re-entered stealth, retreating with Shadow Sneak. Unable to detect him, the monster could only roar in vain. The system announced, "You have dealt 338 damage. Weak point hit." Qin Feng hid behind a tree branch, avoiding the danger. He thought to himself, "Good thing I was fast enough. With just over 130 HP, I would have died instantly if that hit me." The system continued, "You have received 9 points of damage." But Qin Feng didn't care. He was thrilled that his last attack had dealt over 300 damage. It felt incredible. The monster began destroying the surrounding trees, its poisonous blood spraying everywhere. Qin Feng's eyes lit up. "It's gone berserk." He realized these monsters were quite intelligent. They didn't just stand still and take hits, but reacted dynamically. He bent down, picked up a rock, and observed the boss as it rampaged wildly. The smaller spiders were on high alert, making it difficult for him to approach easily. But Qin Feng's guess was right. As the breeder continued its rampage, he hurled the hard rock at it. The rock struck the spider's abdomen. The system reported, "You have dealt 299 damage. Weak point hit." Qin Feng still held another rock tightly in his hand. Just as he expected, his main source of damage came from the enhanced attacks, breaking out of Shadow Sneak, and his professional skills. Because of this, even hitting the enemy with a rock dealt significant damage. He leaned back, preparing to throw again. When Shadow Sneak's cooldown was over, he threw another stone that pierced through a spiderling's head, activating effects like Ambush Strike, Backstab, and Weak Point Hit. The system announced, "Dealt 279 damage. Weak Point Hit." Qin Feng retreated behind a tree, activated Shadow Sneak to re-enter stealth, and waited for his cooldowns before attacking again. Back in Tranquil Town, a shocking event occurred. The ranking board was updated. The player, Shadow Sneak, has defeated the Bronze Tier Breeder, becoming the first person to reach level 2. The Shell Town level rankings have been initiated. This news stunned the players in town. "Oh my god, I've been killed by mobs twice, and I still don't know what's going on, and someone's already soloing a boss?" One person exclaimed. "If anyone knows this amazing guy, please introduce me. Did he really solo it? No way. There's only one name on the leaderboard." A trembling voice spoke up. "Sister Lazie, Darkness is the name of the guy who just left." Lazie couldn't believe it. How did he reach level 2 so fast? That's just unscientific, and he even beat a boss. Another person added doubtfully, "Our entire team can't even kill a regular mob, yet he soloed a bronze tier boss? Is the system bugged? Kang Zi and the girl with him were also stunned to see the giant spider had been defeated, even though the smaller spiders were still around. Who is Darkness? Could it be that stealthy assassin from before? On Qin Feng's end, the system continued to announce, "You have defeated the bronze tier breeder. You have received 300 experience points. Congratulations on reaching level 2. You have received 2 evolution points. The Shell Town ranking board is now open. You have received 1 reputation point. A town-wide announcement has been sent." Qin Feng absorbed the power while feeling a tinge of regret. When the big spider died, the smaller ones scattered and fled. He mentally kicked himself for being careless. He should have killed the small spiders first for more experience. The system continued. You have received 46 days of tradable lifespan. Skill book, Greedy Hand, Bronze, Corrosive Dagger, Bronze, Attack Power, plus 35, Agility plus 4, requires level 1, Infinite Evolution Points, 2. Seeing the skill book, Qin Feng was instantly surprised. Greedy Hand, Bronze, an assassin-type skill that can be used on monster corpses, with a 20% chance to receive additional loot. He never expected a bronze-tier boss to drop a god-tier assassin skill. Qin Feng knew very well that Greedy Hand could significantly improve his ability to gather equipment. In the later stages, when taking down powerful bosses, this skill provided a 20% chance to receive extra loot. He remembered from his past life, a member of the god-slaying guild who had average strength. But thanks to this skill, he became a highly sought-after figure, always protected by Qin Feng was even more astonished when he thought about his infinite evolution talent. He looked at his hand and muttered, even though Greedy Hand only has a 20% chance when combined with this talent, doesn't that mean the loot drop rate can be increased infinitely? Amidst these events, the peaceful scene of a classroom continued. Qin Xiao Yu's friend asked with concern, "Xiao Yu, aren't you going to call and apologize to your brother? We skipped the exam yesterday to go cheer for Song Fei. Your brother must be furious." Qin Xiao Yu replied indignantly, "I didn't do anything wrong, so why should I be the one to apologize? If it wasn't for him, we almost would have been late yesterday. He's the one who should apologize to me." Her friend sighed, "But he's so good to you. Sometimes I'm jealous you have a brother like that." Xiao Yu said, annoyed, "Good my ass. All he does is try to control me all day. Besides, he's not even my real brother. Having my brother, Tong Fei, is enough for me." Her friend changed the subject, saying, "Now that I think about it, what happened to your face?" Xiao Yu hesitated. I just fell." As they entered the school, they saw a crowd gathering. "What's going on? Why are so many people around our classroom?" Her friend pushed her way through. She saw a student slumped over on a desk. Everyone around them was confused. She was surprised. What happened to Zhang Wei? Why is he so transparent? Another student was sweating profusely. "I don't know. A moment ago, Wei said he wanted to catch up on sleep, and the next thing I knew, he looked like this." Some people cried out, "Holy crap, Zhang Wei's case isn't an isolated one, it's spreading all over the internet. It seems people all over the world are experiencing this condition." Some experts believe that as long as a person is asleep, they will fall into a transparent, phantom-like state. But the cause is still unknown. Her friend quickly pulled out her phone. "I have to call and warn my parents right away." She turned to Xiao Yu. "You should call your brother too and tell him to be careful." "Qin Xiao," Yu said resentfully, "I'm not going to be the one to contact him. It would be better if a person like him just died." Meanwhile, Qin Feng continued to grow stronger with his new skill. The Greedy Hand successfully evolved from bronze to gold. The assassin-type skill now had a 20 to 70% chance of receiving extra loot from monster corpses. He learned the skill immediately. The system announced, "Skill, Greedy Hand. Judgment successful. You have received 2 evolution points. You have received 46 days of tradable lifespan." Qin Feng laughed out loud. "My luck's not bad. Another 2 evolution points. I just need 3 more to upgrade Greedy Hand to level 3, achieving a 100% chance of getting loot." He activated Shadow Sneak, hiding himself. He thought, the different nations must have already discovered this problem. More and more people are flooding into the game. I have to speed things up. First, he equipped everything he could. Corrosive Short Sword, Bronze rank, Attack Power plus 35, Agility plus 4, requires level 1. Walking through the forest, Qin Feng muttered to himself, "Before long, everyone will realize that skills and equipment from the game can be used in reality. When that happens, the world will be plunged into a bloody storm. To use skills and equipment in the real world, 2 conditions must be met. Reach level 10 and have enough tradable lifespan. Hunting small fry monsters is too slow. I need to find stronger bosses. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream echoed out. Run! Qin Feng moved to a cliff's edge and looked down. Careful, that sprinter is attacking another party. A level 2, sprinter, bronze grade. Qin Feng watched with interest. A sprinter, talk about perfect timing. But the warrior fighting the monster surprised him. Wait a minute. That's Wang Meng. I didn't expect to run into him here. He recalled the rumors when Wang Meng had first entered the game. He had formed a party with 6 other players, all of whom possessed hidden classes. Wang Meng shouted, "Divine Shield!" A protective barrier appeared, blocking the attack. Wang Meng's hidden class, the Holy Shield Warrior, had double the initial stats of a regular warrior, along with an invincibility skill. The female mage, in the party, gathered a fireball, aiming it directly at the sprinter's arm. Qin Feng silently assessed them. The damage of a prophet, a mage-type class, is double that of a regular mage, and it comes with the prophet's fireball skill. He quickly analyzed the other support members as well. The hidden class sharpshooter has double the stats of a regular archer, and comes with the continuous shot skill. The divine priest has double the healing capability of a regular priest, and starts with a group healing skill. But the physical attacks and magic all missed their mark. The monster rammed into Wang Meng, sending him stumbling back. The archer yelled, "This is no good. The boss is too fast. Ranged attacks can barely hit it." Wang Meng lowered his stance and commanded, "Healer, heal me. The rest of you, keep attacking. We'll whittle the boss down until it's dead." Hearing this, Qin Feng thought to himself, whittle it down? Wang Meng is way too optimistic. He's forgetting this is the wilderness. If the battle drags on for too long, just as Qin Feng predicted, other monsters began to emerge from behind Wang Meng's party. They'll easily attract even more monsters to swarm them, he observed closely, noticing one monster in particular. A level 2 defiler, common grade. Its body was covered in dark brown mud, and it specialized in using long-range attacks. Another warrior swung his sword and charged forward, shouting, "Boss, watch out!" This swordsman immediately caught Qin Feng's attention. He thought, how interesting, another hidden class I've never seen before. Even so, the damage he was dealing was only a few dozen points, completely insignificant. However, his defensive ability was truly impressive. Suddenly, the monster spat out a sticky slime, pinning the entire team and putting them in a bind. "It stinks. Damn it. This is bad. This is Earthbind. Our movement speed has been drastically reduced." The female mage screamed in panic before being grabbed by the monster. "Help me!" From the cliff, Qin Feng vanished in a flash. He shot downwards, unleashing a single, swift slash that sliced the monster's head clean off. The archer, the priest, and even Wang Meng were all stunned. The female mage gasped as she saw the monster's corpse collapse. He took down the defiler in a single hit. What just happened? Who was that? Is someone helping us? The swordsman struggled to his feet, muttering, even for a level 1 sprinter, it takes us over 10 seconds of ganging up on it just to take it down. But this level 2 defiler was killed almost instantly. How is that even possible? Another monster behind him was struck and vanished as well. He panicked. It's true. An instant kill. Dai Li too. Did you see who that was? The female mage quickly replied, I didn't see anything. Wang Man quickly calmed the team, his voice firm. I hope this person is here to help us. Don't get distracted. Keep fighting. The team focused on the creeper. Now only the swift runner remained. Keep up the same pace, Wang Man commanded. Meanwhile, Tan Fong, hidden on a tree branch, quietly reaped the rewards. System notification. You have defeated 2 level 2 contaminants. You have received 40 experience points. You have received 1 evolution point. You have picked up the normal grade skill book, Extreme Poison Dart. You have received 8 days of tradable lifespan. Tan Fong opened his system panel and decided to upgrade the Extreme Poison Dart. This skill dealt continuous damage at mid and long ranges. He thought to himself, perfect, let's evolve it right away. The Extreme Poison Dart was upgraded to the silver tier. This assassin class skill allows you to throw a dart a maximum distance of 14 meters, dealing 120 base damage, along with a poison status effect. The Extreme Poison deals 50% continuous damage per second, adding a weakening effect that lasts for 5 seconds and cannot be stacked. The cooldown is 5 seconds, requiring level 2. Suddenly, the swift runner lunged forward, stabbing Wang Man violently in the stomach. He was lifted into the air, screaming in agony as his teammates faltered. The priest tried to heal him, but it was useless. It's no use. The healing can't keep up. Wang Man struggled to speak. Everyone, run! From above, a dart shot down, embedding itself straight into the monster's head, causing green blood to spurt everywhere. A critical hit to its weak spot. The two teammates stood with their jaws dropped. What was that? In the blink of an eye, the boss lost half its health bar. Vuong Man was dropped as the monster writhed in pain, his body now covered in its green blood. The swift runner's health drained over time until it finally collapsed. System notification. Your damage contribution has exceeded 90%. The loot belongs to you. You have defeated the bronze tier swift runner. You have received 600 experience points. Congratulations, you have reached level 3. You have received 2 evolution points. You have received 55 days of tradable lifespan. Tan Fong examined the dart in his hand. I never expected the continuous damage from the extreme poison dart to work so perfectly with my passive skill. Combined with hidden shadow, I can become invisible and throw infinite darts in the early and mid stages of the game. No monster stands a chance. A sphere of energy appeared, leaving Vuong Man bewildered. Can a human even deal that much damage? The sphere quickly vanished, and he exclaimed, "The loot's light is gone." Vuong Man stood up and looked around. "Brother, I don't know who you are, but thank you for saving my life." Tan Fong, still hidden, replied coldly, "Thank me? In a wasteland like this, don't be so quick to trust anyone." Vuong Man nodded in understanding. "I understand. Thank you for the warning, Master. I won't disturb you while you check your gear. My name is Vuong Man. If you ever need help in the future, just look for me." A teammate babbled. "Master, I'm Break Bloom Dai Li too. Can I add you as a friend?" Vuong Man shouted, "That's enough. Let's go." Tan Fong remained, thinking to himself, Vuong Man isn't bad. He seems trustworthy. Plus, he's backed by the great Xia government and has abundant resources. What I lack is a stable sales channel. In the future, I can sell him the items I don't need. He activated Hand of Greed. System notification. Congratulations, you have received 3 evolution points. You have received 55 days of tradable lifespan and the Bronze Sprinter's leather pants. He equipped them immediately. Bronze Sprinter's leather pants, Assassin class equipment, plus 8 physical defense, plus 5 to all elemental resistances, plus 15% cooldown reduction. Requires level 2. Tan Fong was satisfied. The haul from this trip wasn't bad. He still had a lot of equipment and skill books for other classes. When his inventory was full, he would return to town and exchange them for tradable lifespan. Looking up at the sky, he murmured, "My growth rate is already 100 times faster than in my past life. Song Fei, I'm coming for you. Soon." At that moment, another group of players was struggling against a horde of monsters. Realizing their dire situation, they shouted, "This is bad. There are more and more monsters. Let's run." But their escape was cut off by a giant shadow. "Hey, what are you all just standing around for?" They were face to face with a strange monster. It had a slender body and shifty eyes. "What is this thing?" The monster tensed up and shot out thorny vines, striking the entire group. They were dragged back to town, collapsing on the ground. The place, usually bustling with players, was now filled with confusion. People were whispering, "Did you hear? Someone is willing to pay 10 million to have the master, Shadow, help them level up. They've died so many times their lifespan is getting dangerously low. So the rich have already started making their moves? How can regular people like us compete?" Tan Fong stepped out of the forest and pressed the confirm button on his screen. A mat rolled out, covered in items. "Equipment and skills for sale, for 10 minutes only. Buy now, if you're interested." The crowd of players was stunned. Holy crap, where did this guy come from? He's wearing 2 pieces of bronze gear, and he's selling even more. Is this the guy who took down the bronze boss? They looked at his name. Shadow. This is Shadow, the one at the top of the rankings. They whispered, "Why can't we see his face? He has the..." This woman was Grey Rose, ranked 11th in Shelltown, and had her information completely hidden. She asked hesitantly, 100 days is a bit much. Can you sell it for less?" He explained, "The standard grade Ice Cone spell is very powerful for mages, especially at the current monster hunting stage. 100 days is already cheap." Grey Rose asked again, "Can I pay with real-world money?" Qin Feng offered a solution. "If you have the money, buy lifespan from other people first, then trade with me. If no one outbids you, I'll hold the item for you." Grey Rose raised an eyebrow. "Wait a moment." She switched to her group chat. "Guys, what should we do?" "With the Ice Cone spell, our team can reach level 3 sooner and leave this game," one person replied. "It's thanks to your leadership that we've progressed this quickly. I have no objections." The whole group agreed. Grey Rose nodded. "All right, then everyone transfer your tradable lifespan to me. When we get back to the real world, I'll pay everyone back in cash," Grey Rose ordered. The female mage quickly gathered the required amount. "Here is 100 days of lifespan. Let's trade." Qin Feng silently calculated that a level 2 team must have defeated at least 30 to 40 creepers, so their total tradable lifespan would surely exceed 100 days. System notification. You have sold the Ice Cone Spell Skill Book, receiving 100 days of tradable lifespan. Tradable lifespan increased from 268 days to 368 days. Just as Grey Rose left, Lazie rushed over, her voice aggressive. I finally found you. Shadow, I'm giving you a chance. Get me to level 3. When we return to the real world, I'll pay you 10 million in cash. The surrounding crowd broke into a cold sweat. They had just heard a rumor that someone was offering 10 million to find Shadow. It turned out to be true. Making 10 million just like that? Qin Feng frowned at the girl, immediately recognizing her. This was Jiang Li. In his past life, she was the leader of a criminal gang that was eventually wiped out by the government. She continued to boast arrogantly, my father is the chairman of the Dajiang Industrial Company. You can look it up anytime. You don't have to worry about me lacking money. Qin Feng saw right through her intentions. Reports from his past life indicated that Jiang Li used cash to buy tradable lifespan as bait, then kidnapped players, forced them into illegal activities, and even killed those who disobeyed her in the real world. He cursed her as scum under his breath and refused bluntly. I refuse. Jiang Li held her head high, unwilling to back down. Shadow, you might be strong in the game, but right now, nobody understands what this game really is. Come with me, and I guarantee you a life of luxury. Fine food, fine clothes, fancy cars, mansions, beautiful women. You can have whatever you want. Qin Feng ignored her and replied coldly, if you're not buying anything, don't interfere with my business. What good is cash? The currency that rules this world is tradable lifespan. Jiang Li's face twisted with anger. I spit on you, she snarled. I showed you respect by inviting you to lead my team. If this were the real world, I would have already taught you a lesson. Qin Feng didn't back down. His killing intent flared as he added, say one more word, and I'll make your lifespan drop into the negatives. The terrifying aura radiating from him sent Jiang Li and her team into a panic, and they hastily fled. Run! Wait for me, they shouted as they scrambled away. Qin Feng continued his business, earning a decent amount. System notification. Sold bronze-grade flying light cloak. Received 19 days of tradable lifespan. Tradable lifespan increased from 527 days to 546 days. All right, time to pack up, he muttered to himself. A player holding a staff exclaimed, such power. Qin Feng smiled. After packing up his stall, he prepared to continue the hunt. Next target, the cursed one. Qin Feng's figure vanished into thin air using stealth. At this moment, no one knew that tradable lifespan could turn skills into reality, nor did anyone suspect that this god-forsaken game would cause the real world's order to collapse. Qin Feng's gaze grew even more determined. The values once held in high regard would soon become meaningless. Only personal strength would be the foundation of everything. The surrounding crowd was bewildered. Huh? Where did he go? How mysterious. He just vanished. What kind of class is that? Jiang Li's group ran to an alley, everyone panting heavily. She roared with resentment. That bastard Shadow not only refused my offer, he even dared to threaten me. Just wait until I get back to the real world. I'll definitely hunt you down and kill you. From the shadows of the alley, a man stepped out and introduced himself. Hello, Miss Lazie. I am Mao Lijun. You can call me Old Mao. I'm currently level 2 and know a few tricks for leveling up. I can help you level up. So, is that 10 million offer still on the table? Jiang Li crossed her arms, curious. What kind of tricks? Old Mao spoke vaguely. I wouldn't tell this to just anyone, but for you, Miss Lazie, to show my sincerity, I'll make an exception. To level up quickly, he explained. You have to put all 5 of your initial attribute points into agility. That way, when you run at full speed, you'll be slightly faster than the creepers. Get it? A look of realization dawned on Jiang Li's face. So that's how it is. So that's how you're supposed to play this game, she gritted her teeth. Damn it, I put all 5 points into strength. Then she praised him. You've actually got some skill. Fine, get me leveled up, but you're not as strong as me, so I'll only pay you 5 million. Get me to level 3, and I'll transfer the money when we're back in the real world. Old Mao nodded. No problem, that shadow guy might be strong, but he's clearly got rocks for brains, turning down an easy 10 million. What an idiot. Meanwhile, Qin Feng had returned to a tree branch in the forest. The cursed one was now taller and more terrifying, having evolved into a silver-grade boss. A gray mist coiled around its body, a sign that it was still active. He formed a highly toxic dart in his hand. Upgrading it from silver to gold would take at least 7 to 8 hours, and he was too lazy to wait, he muttered, then threw the dart at the monster's weak spot, dealing massive damage thanks to his stealth break strike. The Cursed One's toxic blood rained down. Combined with the dart's chipping effect, Qin Feng used shadow stealth to hide as the monster gathered a magical orb. A silver rank boss has 2 to 3 times the health of a bronze rank one, requiring careful strategy. The monster roared. It raised the orb and unleashed explosive magic across the ground. Qin Feng leaped away, maintaining his distance, calculating. The Cursed One was a magic-type boss, primarily using high damage, area of effect attacks. After throwing the dart, he had to retreat immediately. He had to stay out of its attack range. With his current health and defense, taking a direct hit meant certain death. The monster's eye sockets began to glow. It unleashed a barrage of area of effect attacks. Qin Feng dodged while stealthed, waiting for shadow stealth to cool down. Just as he predicted, the boss's attacks grew weaker. He immediately re-entered stealth, escaping its attack range. Clutching his poisoned dagger, he charged forward, aiming straight for the monster's eye. Unleashing his stealth break strike, its health bar dropped sharply due to the bleeding effect. The Cursed One lowered its body and started running on all fours. Qin Feng followed, drawing another blade. The boss was running away because its health was low. He smirked, leaping up as the monster frantically fled. Good, just accept your death quietly. You'll save me some effort. He unleashed a familiar attack, plunging his dagger straight into its head. System notification. You have defeated the silver rank Cursed One. You have received 1,800 experience points. Congratulations, you have reached level 5. You have received 4 evolution points. You have received 124 days of tradable lifespan. Qin Feng was astonished. The power from it let him level up twice and even get 4 evolution points. He activated Greedy Hand to appraise the loot. The energy cores lay on the ground. The skill Greedy Hand has successfully judged the loot. You will receive double the additional rewards. The silver rank boss yielded 12 evolution points and 372 days of tradable lifespan, he exclaimed. Among the white orbs, one item stood out. The additional effect of Greedy Hand activated, upgrading a piece of loot from silver to gold. A gold rank item? Qin Feng was thrilled. No wonder my Jade grade Greedy Hand has a 20% chance to upgrade loot quality. He knelt to check. It had dropped 7 to 8 items, but he only had 1 free inventory slot. Having to run back to town to clear his inventory after killing a boss was such a waste of time. I hope the Cursed One dropped a storage ring or something that increases inventory space. Qin Feng's hand reached out, touching the brilliant light. His battle was over, but back in town, Wang Mang's mages, who had just returned, were cheering, having finally made it back alive. They were celebrating. Thanks to boss Wang Mang, we managed to reach level 3 and return to town. Wang Mang replied humbly. This was a team effort. The female mage said regretfully, it's just a shame I couldn't friend that master player. He probably rejected me because I was covered in mud. A teammate teased, if you had been wearing this new set of gear, maybe he would have accepted. The ranking board suddenly updated. Darkness has reached level 5. The crowd was in absolute shock. What? He jumped from level 3 to level 5? What kind of powerful boss did he kill? Just 10 minutes ago, I saw that master selling equipment. How did he level up twice so fast? One person joked, my sister is 18. I hope the master likes her, so I can ride his coattails. Another teammate shouted, take me with you to level up. Someone retorted, get real. He wouldn't even care about 10 million, let alone your sister. The young man in Wang Mang's party cursed. We just hit level 3. And that master is already level 5. Is he even giving anyone else a chance to live? Wang Mang spoke up, raising everyone's morale. Don't overthink it. First, let's return to the real world and inform our friends and family about the arrival of the divine game. The whole team pressed a button on their screens and vanished. The world is about to descend into chaos. We should at least prepare our loved ones. All right, let's meet up first. Wang Mang woke up in a bed, clutching his head. People around him exclaimed, look, Brother Wang is awake. Inform the captain. Brother Wang is awake. His colleagues gathered around. Brother Wang, what happened? Are you okay? You had us worried sick. Do you have any idea what you looked like? Your body was turning transparent. Yesterday, I told you to get some rest and that I would tail the suspect. Wang Mang broke out in a cold sweat and shouted, gather everyone immediately. Something huge has happened. Inside the police station, an astonished voice rang out. You're reporting that you formed a party with a hidden class, were nearly wiped out, and then got saved by someone? Wang Mang confirmed. That's right. His name is Darkness. When he saved us, he was only level 3. But by the time we reached level 3, he was already level 5. He jumped 2 whole levels. A colleague was stunned, jumping 2 levels. If he's level 5, doesn't that make him number 1 in the world? How did he do it? Wang Mang guessed. He probably killed some powerful boss. A police officer frowned. According to you, Darkness reached level 3 an hour ago. Why hasn't he returned to the real world yet? Could it be he doesn't have any family to inform? Wang Mang shrugged. I'm not sure, but it's possible. The only woman on the team spoke up. Could Darkness be a transmigrator? Usually, only orphans have such a rapid rise to power, right? Everyone's stares made her feel awkward. Did I say something wrong? The middle-aged man reminded her. And you. I told you to read fewer novels. The situation is serious. This is no time for jokes. He changed the subject. The information Wang Mang provided about the Divine Game's arrival matches the data we've received from higher-ups. New research shows that some elderly individuals have died immediately after falling asleep. Comparing the data, everyone who died had died multiple times in the game. Everyone was stunned. In other words, if your lifespan in the game hits 0, you die, for real. A team member exclaimed, "This is a supernatural phenomenon, far beyond our understanding." The captain nodded, his voice grave. That's right. We could very well be facing an unidentified supernatural invasion. Those at the meeting listened intently. The higher-ups have issued an emergency order to form vanguard teams in local regions. The mission is to explore the Divine Ruin game and gather intelligence. We must build a professional force as soon as possible. The captain's voice rang out, emphasizing the severity of the situation. This is a global event. Right now, every nation is pouring resources into exploring this game. If we fall behind, we will lose our strategic advantage on the international stage. We must gather intelligence at all costs. The police chief began assigning tasks. And you, I'm appointing you as the captain of Team 1. The young woman replied with a firm, "Yes, sir." He continued, "Wang Meng." The man gave a cold nod of acceptance. Their target was Qin Feng. The police chief explained, "According to Wang Meng, Shadow has a decent personality. You can try to connect with him. I chose An Yu as the captain because her personality is suited for investigating Shadow." He stressed, "I expect you all to quickly determine Shadow's true identity. Ideally, you will represent the government and establish a cooperative relationship with him to tap into the information he possesses. The priority for everyone else is to maintain social stability. Understood?" The sky outside was tinged with the colors of dusk as the meeting quickly concluded. Dismissed. Meanwhile, the lights were still on at Xiao Yu's school. Classes hadn't ended, and her friends were chattering excitedly. Zhang Wei explained, "People from the same area will all appear in the same newbie town when they fall asleep." Really? Oh no. I have to go home. I need to take care of my parents. They've never played games before. They definitely won't be able to adapt. A friend reassured her. Don't worry. You can level up first and then help your parents later. Qin Xiao Yu silently checked her phone, feeling utterly annoyed. Something this huge is happening, and Qin Feng hasn't contacted me at all. Why hasn't he apologized to me? He's so arrogant. She recalled how, in the past, every time she got mad, Qin Feng would always find a way to soothe her. But today, not only did he not comfort me, he even hit me. Even my parents have never hit me. She grew even angrier, and all I did was skip school to go to Song Fei's concert. That damn Qin Feng, if he doesn't apologize 1,000 times for this, I will never forgive him. Suddenly, Xiao Yu's face lit up with excitement. Good thing I went to see Song Fei yesterday. Otherwise, after this whole Divine Ruin game thing, I probably wouldn't have another chance. The image of her idol filled her mind. We were standing so close to him yesterday. Xiao Yu blew a kiss, lost in a daydream. Oh, Song Fei. Tears of joy streamed down her face. I miss you so much. Suddenly she gasped. That's right. Xiao Yu's eyes sparkled. If sleeping means entering the game, then Song Fei must be there too. She blushed, her heart pounding. I just have to get into the game, and I'll be able to find him. She hurriedly changed her clothes and started making a plan. Zhang Wei leveled up to level 3 so quickly. He must be a pro. I have to ask him. Zhang Wei, who was surrounded by a crowd, received a message. Pro Zhang Wei, do you have any strategies you can teach me? He smirked. Oh, Qin Xiao Yu, the high and mighty goddess is asking, times me times for a strategy? This is a God-given opportunity. If he could win over Xiao Yu, he replied enthusiastically. You've come to the right person. Here's the secret. When you enter the game, put all 5 of your initial attribute points into agility. If you don't, your speed will be too slow, and you'll get wrecked by monsters. What if I'm a mage? Do I still need to increase agility? Xiao Yu asked. Zhang Wei replied, yes. Agility isn't useless for mages. It increases your casting speed, which is extremely important in the early stages. She continued, but what if I increase agility and still can't fight them? Xiao Yu read the message, completely trusting him. Zhang Wei sent a reassuring message. Don't worry, Xiao Yu. When someone in the town reaches level 5, the teleportation array will light up. Then you can easily form a party to level up. When the array activates, I'll find you and carry you. Xiao Yu hugged her pillow, daydreaming. Great. These simps are useful for something after all. I found myself a meat shield. Qin Feng, you just keep putting on that act. By the time you get into the game, you'll have no idea how many levels I've surpassed you by. Don't even think about asking me to help you level up then. At that moment, Qin Feng sat before the cores of light, picking up a gold-grade item, the Cursed Ring, usable by all classes. All attributes, +8. Dark element resistance, +26. Weak point attack coefficient, +0.1. Level requirement. B. He was impressed. +8 to every attribute. That's equivalent to 32 attribute points, the same as the total stats of someone else at level 3. Plus, it has dark element resistance, which is extremely useful when fighting monsters. The weak point attack coefficient increases from 1.5 to 1.6 times. Not bad. He continued to inspect his loot, feeling a burst of power from the upgrades. Shadow/Shield, Silver Grade, an assassin-type skill. Dashes forward a maximum of 15 meters, entering stealth for 5 seconds, and creating 3 slashes that hit all enemies in its path. Cooldown, 12 seconds. Level requirement, 4. Slash width, 2.1 meters. Each slash adds 100 points of attack power. It's 100% considered a backstab, but it doesn't cause weak point damage. An ultra-powerful area of effect skill that lets you move while invisible. Learn it now. Tanfong activates Greedy Hand. I still have a few evolution points left. I'll evolve Greedy Hand first. System notification. You have consumed 8 evolution points, with 4 remaining. Greedy Hand has evolved from Jade to Diamond. This assassin-type skill, when used on monster corpses, has a 160 to 220% chance of granting additional loot. The additional loot has a 20 to 40% chance of being 1 grade higher. Tanfong grew even more excited by his exceptional progress. Now, killing a monster guarantees 2 extra pieces of loot. Killing 1 monster is like others killing 3, and the 4 remaining evolution points are enough to upgrade Shadow Shield Slash to level 3. The system continued. You have consumed 3 evolution points, with 1 remaining. He was a bit disappointed. The cooldown wasn't reduced? How boring. But with Shadow Shield Slash, I've practically achieved infinite invisibility. He opened his inventory to check. The remaining items were all junk, but this silver rank warrior skill book, Battle Cry, should sell for a decent amount. Suddenly, a rustling sound echoed from behind him as a horde of monsters rushed forward, attempting an ambush. Tanfong calmly went invisible. Level 4, 4-limbed crawlers. You've come at the perfect time. I'll use you all to test the power of my Shadow Shield Slash. He dashed through them, unleashing a slash. Shadow Shield Slash exploded with incredible speed and a dense flurry of strikes, tearing the horde of monsters into hundreds of pieces. System notification. You have slain a level 4, 4-limbed crawler, gaining 80 experience points and 5 days of tradable lifespan. As the monster corpses fell, Tanfong returned to his normal state. His monster-killing efficiency had clearly improved. If I had used the venomous darts, I'd have to throw at least 2. With Shadow Shield Slash, the combat time is shorter, reducing the risk of unexpected trouble. Tanfong carefully calculated his current tradable lifespan, 618 days. To bring his equipment and skills into the real world, he needed at least 900 days. If I go back and sell the stuff in my backpack, my tradable lifespan will be close to the minimum requirement. Once I reach level 10, I can extract my skills and equipment into reality. While Tanfong was lost in his daydream, a loud shout from the distance suddenly made his ears twitch slightly. Someone had just announced excitedly, "Congratulations, young miss, you've reached level 3. Does that mean it's time for her to fulfill her promise?" Just then, Latu's group and Mao Lijun suddenly appeared. They looked just like a lost boss hunting party that had wandered in from somewhere. Latu quickly spoke up to reassure him, her voice firm and her demeanor exuding absolute confidence. "Don't worry. We at Jianghai Industries are never short on expertise to support you. Now, shall we get back to reality? This is my phone number. You can call me directly. No need to go through the operator. Oh, by the way, would you be willing to sell all your lifespan to me today? We can start the transaction right now. I'll pay you a whole 10,000 for each year of lifespan." As soon as Latu finished speaking, Mao Lijun nodded eagerly, agreeing without a moment's hesitation. Seeing this, Latu immediately turned to leave, not forgetting to toss back a light but weighty remark. We'll be waiting for you in the real world, then. Meanwhile, Mao Lijun stood frozen, his mind spinning with strategic calculations, so intense that even the wind seemed to stop blowing. He told himself that even if this game truly affected one's lifespan, it wasn't worth worrying about. Lifespan was something you could always grind for again. Only those who knew how to turn gaming skills into real money, like him, were worthy of being called top-tier players, possessing both skill and vision. Afterwards, Tan Feng leisurely returned to town, looking calm despite the slight unease in his heart. He walked straight into the towering spire, which looked like a giant candle, and quietly observed the scene before him, maintaining a cool and composed silence. A confident thought flashed through his mind. With this, the teleportation array in Seashell Town has been fully activated. Instantly, the system couldn't stay quiet, roaring. Congratulations, you have lit up the teleportation array in Seashell Town. You have received a massive amount of reputation points and can teleport for free once per day. But if you want to teleport more often, you'll have to pay with your tradable lifespan. Currently, no other teleportation arrays have been activated in Jianghai City. After reading that both loud and blunt notification, Tan Feng racked his brain and realized a difficult problem that it seemed everyone wanted to avoid. The town's teleportation array was supposed to be two-way. Lighting up just one was like lighting a lamp in broad daylight. It was useless. To be usable, other towns also had to reach level 5 and activate their own arrays. Tan Feng suddenly remembered that in his past life, Song Fei from Firefly Town had managed to do it, so he immediately made a resolution. If someone in Firefly Town ever activates their teleportation array, I'll be the first to know and seize the advantage. At this point, teleporting between towns didn't offer any significant value. It was all just for show. Therefore, he set a grand goal for himself. He had to reach level 10 at all costs and then head straight to the godforsaken continent, where the real game would begin, no longer just a gentle warm-up. Wasting no time, Tan Feng returned to the main street, where the crowd was still buzzing with chatter. He began to set up his goods for sale, his voice booming, more chaotic than a flash sale. Selling equipment and skills. This sale only lasts for 10 minutes. First come, first served. Hearing this, the townspeople buzzed with excitement, filling the entire street, and someone even screamed in a frenzy. Oh my God, the Shadow Lord has appeared. Another person, trembling with excitement, roared, the Lord has finally shown himself. I've saved up 150 days of lifespan, just waiting for him to drop his items so I can snatch them up. Someone, recalling the recent past, muttered. Last time, the Lord sold the Ice Spike skill, which shot the Grey Rose Guild straight to number 2 on the leaderboards. Another person was hoping for a mage skill book this time, but upon closer inspection, they saw there was only a silver tier battlecry skill book for warriors. Instantly, someone shot forward without a word, grabbed the book, and declared loud and clear, "This battlecry is mine. Don't even try to compete." The system immediately announced with a clap, "Transaction successful. You've received 300 days of lifespan from the trade." Someone standing nearby saw this and wondered aloud, "Gods, is it really worth spending 300 whole days of lifespan on a single skill book?" Another person immediately shot back without hesitation. How short-sighted. With this book, a warrior's mob clearing speed literally doubles. 300 days of lifespan? You can earn that back in 2 days. What's the big deal? The items continued to vanish from the stall, flying off the shelves faster than a viral rumor. People were shouting over each other in a frenzy. "I want that cloak. Those boots are mine. I'll just take everything to be safe." The sales ended so quickly, the system barely had time to blink. Qin Feng looked at the statistics, his heart racing with excitement. He quickly did the math in his head. In just a single minute, everything had been completely sold out. In total, he had earned 650 days of lifespan. His current lifespan from trades had now reached 2,174 days. But when he thought about closing the gap with the top players in terms of level, stats, class, equipment, and skills in this godforsaken game, he knew he was still a long way off. A few people who weren't able to buy anything grumbled with long faces, looking just like fans who couldn't get concert tickets. "That's twice now. I've missed out every single time." "Me too. Please, Lord, hold another sale. We're begging you. Will you be selling here again next time? Please give us the coordinates so we can camp the spot." While the crowd was still clamoring for him, a figure named Dai Lizzie emerged from the throng, waving him over. "Hey Lord, I've got a treasure here. Do you want to take a look?" The young woman calmly took out a ring that shimmered with a faint light. Its stats appeared clearly: a spatial ring that added 12 storage slots and didn't take up a ring or backpack slot. Qin Feng's eyes widened as he stared at the incredible item, his mind racing. A spatial ring? That's an incredibly rare storage item. It's so valuable because it doesn't take up a backpack or an equipment slot, and players can only carry a maximum of 3 backpacks. Even though it can drop from any monster, the probability is so low, you'd have better luck praying to the gods. This girl must have insane luck to have found one so early in the game. In the past, a 12-slot ring like this once sold for over 3,600 days of lifespan. Curious, Qin Feng turned to her and asked directly, "So, what's your price for this?" The girl gave a slight smile and replied nonchalantly, "I don't want your lifespan, Lord. I just want to add you as a friend. And maybe you could help my party take down a boss." That sounded like a fair deal. Qin Feng nodded instantly, adding her as a friend without a moment's hesitation. The system cheerfully announced, "Player Black Cloak and Dai Lizzie are now friends." Qin Feng didn't waste any time, asking, "So, what's the boss? What's its name?" She replied, "Oh, it's just a gold-tier boss. It's really far away though. All I saw was this shabby-looking boat docked in a swamp. It looked completely derelict." Hearing this, Qin Feng's heart suddenly started pounding. He muttered to himself, "A shabby boat. Don't tell me. Is it the Golden Ghost Ship?" From what he remembered, the Golden Ghost Ship was an extremely rare boss. Encountering it was harder than running into a celebrity in real life. It could appear at any level, but the spawn rate was pathetically low. Not to mention, it often dropped special, incredibly useful items that could turn even a free-to-play grinder into a whale. Every time it spawned, guilds would go to war with each other just to claim it. This boss typically only appeared near high-level towns, so encountering it this early on was practically unheard of. Moreover, this girl was part of Wang Mang's party, which meant she was clearly no ordinary player. The more Qin Feng thought about it, the more suspicious he became. A familiar nickname echoed in his mind. Could this girl be the legendary Lucky Koi from his past life? To confirm his suspicions, he decided to probe a little. "So, how exactly did you find this gold-tier boss?" Dai Lizzie shared without any hesitation, her voice completely sincere. "Well, I logged out to go have dinner. When I logged back in, I was planning on leveling up with my captain and the rest of the team, but they were taking forever. Seriously, slower than a snail. I got bored and didn't have anything to do, so I just started wandering around randomly to look at the scenery. And who would have guessed it? At the bottom of a cliff, I just happened to stumble upon a gold-tier dwarf boss that had just spawned." Hearing this, Qin Feng silently recalled the rumors from his past life. They said that someone on Wang Mang's team had a special kind of aura about them. Whenever this person wandered around aimlessly, they would inevitably stumble upon rare bosses, hidden treasures, or secret shrines. Back then, he had assumed those rumors were just a smokescreen spread by the government to hide some classified information. Who would have known? It was only now that he realized it was all true. It had to be her. It couldn't be anyone else. At that thought, Qin Feng suddenly fell silent. Her face went blank. Dai Lizzie realized she was looking at him with a mix of curiosity and caution. "Master, why are you staring at me so intensely?" He replied curtly, "It's nothing." And with that, the two of them strode off together. But they were unaware that not far away, a shady figure was lurking behind a bush, eavesdropping. After getting the gist of the situation, this person snuck away and hurriedly made a report. "Boss, that kid is leading a girl out of town." Hearing this, the boss tilted his head arrogantly, his voice booming as he commanded his underlings. "Remember the old days when I led you brothers to conquer lands far and wide, becoming the overlords of Sand City? Now, just follow me, and I guarantee you'll all eat well and dress well. No more toiling away." As he finished, the boss added with a hint of bitterness, shaking his head in annoyance. "Just as I thought. That brat moves like lightning. He's already started taking a girl with him, huh? Where are my men? Hunt them down with me now." Outside the town, Qin Feng looked at Dai Lizzie and proposed, "I can help you fight the boss. If the boss drops any gear or skill books you can use, I'll give them all to you. As for the rest, may I take them?" Upon hearing this, Dai Lizzie's jaw dropped, but she still nodded and replied, "Huh? But what about Captain Wang Mang and the others?" "All right, we'll do it your way, but can I ask for one tiny little condition?" Qin Feng asked curiously. "Let's hear it. What's the condition?" Dai Lizzie proposed, her voice full of sincerity. "If you sell items to Captain Wang Mang and his group, could you give them a little discount?" Qin Feng nodded instantly without a second thought. "No problem." Hearing his easy reply, she clapped her hands and cheered. That's awesome. So, we'll head out as soon as Captain Wang Mang is online, okay? Oh, right, Master. Where are we going right now? Qin Feng answered clearly. My luck. We're on our way to take down a gold rank boss. Hearing this, Dai Lizi's face changed color faster than a transformation sequence in a cartoon. She clutched her staff tightly. Master, you're an assassin, and I'm a mage. You can go invisible, and no one can touch you, but how am I supposed to survive? Qin Feng replied calmly. I'm all that's needed to handle it. You just hide somewhere safe and enjoy the show. Dai Lizi blurted out, Ah. She clutched her staff, trembling as she thought to herself, taking on a gold rank boss. Alone. I know the master is a total beast, but this is just way too over the top. Before she could even finish her thought, Qin Feng had vanished right before her eyes, without leaving so much as a single hair behind. She looked around in a panic, shouting, Master, Master, where did you go? Meanwhile, the group of stalkers behind them was still sneaking along. One of the underlings reported breathlessly, Boss, that shadow guy just vanished into thin air. The boss wasn't worried in the slightest, even letting out a hearty laugh. I guarantee you he tricked that chick and bailed, leaving her stranded in the middle of nowhere. Go grab that girl. We'll have some fun with her first and figure out the rest later. I told you, stick with me, and you'll eat well, dress well, and never have to worry about being jobless. He roared, pointing, Look over there. The girl is standing all by herself. Isn't that her? His underlings chimed in obsequiously. The boss is a strategic genius. But just as the group took a few steps forward, before they could even make a move, Qin Feng suddenly appeared, blocking their path. Before they could even open their mouths, a thick, black smoke enveloped them, plunging the group into darkness until they could see nothing at all. Without hesitation, Qin Feng coldly unleashed his shadow shield slash, decisively finishing them all off in the blink of an eye. The system promptly chimed in with a monotonous voice. You have eliminated 5 players and received a total of 12 days of tradable lifespan. Qin Feng stood there watching the bodies dissolve, sighing to himself, They're dirt poor. Killing these guys gives me less than hunting 2 small mobs. After that was done, he returned to Dai Lizi. Seeing him, she asked in surprise, Huh? Master, where did you just go? He shrugged nonchalantly. There were a few stalkers. I just sent them back to town for an early rest. Hearing this, she didn't say anything, just replied with puffed cheeks. And here I thought you went for a bathroom break. Then she continued. Oh, hey, Master. Now that you have an invisibility skill, bathroom breaks must be super convenient, right? You can just go wherever you want, and no one would see. But wait, if your clothes go invisible, does everything that comes out also go invisible? Just as her toilet philosophy was about to go too far, Qin Feng cut her off with a deadpan voice. Just take me to the boss you mentioned. Suddenly, the system, which had been lurking who knows when, jumped in, pulling the girl into a strange village. She looked down at the staff in her hand, her eyes sparkling with emotion. As she walked, she inspected the staff, exclaiming excitedly, Whoa, this is amazing. I can even feel the energy radiating from it. The surrounding villagers began to murmur. Buzz, buzz. There's a newbie here, everyone, she shouted with joy. This is great. I got the Life Priest hidden class. It must be super strong. This way, I'll be a worthy match for Brother Song Fei. She mumbled further. I wonder how Brother Song Fei is doing right now. Did he figure out the secret to initial stat allocation? But then she suddenly remembered Qin Feng, and her attitude changed instantly. Humph. That bastard Qin Feng. Who knows where he's hiding now? All he does is lurk around all day, then disappears when you actually need him. But it doesn't matter. Now I have a hidden class, and Zhang Wei is helping me level up. Qin Feng, you're on your own. I don't have time to worry about you. A moment later, a sparkling notification window appeared from the system. She stared at it and exclaimed, Is this the ranking board? Then her eyes widened. Whoa, Shadow is number 1. And he's already level 6. She glanced down and saw Zhang Wei lagging behind at level 3, scowling as she thought to herself. And this guy has the nerve to act all high and mighty about his power. Clearly, Shadow is the real top dog, she told herself. If I could get Shadow's help, I'd level up in the blink of an eye. But the problem is, where can I find him now? While she was pondering, she suddenly noticed a group of young men gathered and chatting in the distance. A black-haired guy grumbled, Damn it, I can't get in touch with Xiao Yao, follow the wind at all. The gray-haired guy chimed in, Without a support, we're totally screwed. The blonde guy shrugged, We're not Shadow. We can't just solo everything with ease. I think we should just find another support to team up with. Hearing their discussion, the girl had a brilliant idea. Without hesitation, she walked over and spoke up. Hi there. Are you guys looking for a support? I happen to be a hidden class, a life priest. Meanwhile, in a quiet, deep forest. Qin Feng was looking at the lake when he suddenly exclaimed, "It really is the golden ghost ship." He immediately leaped off the cliff, without a moment's hesitation. Before leaving, he turned back to tell Dalizi, "You just stay here and hide well. Be careful in case someone tries to ambush you. I'm going to take care of the boss." The girl nodded in agreement, not forgetting to add, "All right, big shot. You be careful too." When he arrived, the system, which had been lurking, hastily popped up an urgent notification. Due to the influence of the ghost ship, this area has become a berserk zone. The rate at which lifespan drains is increased by 100 times. Qin Feng thought to himself, the passage of time is 100 times faster. By that calculation, every 15 minutes spent here will cost me a day of my life. Luckily, this temporary berserk zone's effect isn't too severe. The system continued to flash notifications. Golden Ghost Ship. Special Gold Grade. Countdown. 45 minutes. Qin Feng nodded, his mind racing as he calculated, telling himself, this special boss has a time limit. But 45 minutes is more than enough. I'll have time to kill it and get back to bake some bread. Without delay, he opened with a swift shield shadow slash. The monster was hit by a devastating blow, shattering its bones and taking 549 points of damage. Qin Feng didn't stop, unleashing a continuous combo. This time he threw out a virulent poison dart and followed up with a shadow-shattering strike, just for style. The attack hit a weak spot, dealing a whopping 621 points of damage and startling the boss. In the heat of battle, he discovered a shocking secret. The boss's real weak spot wasn't its bones or the ship's hull, but the demonic bell dangling from the bow. He shouted into the air, his voice filled with excitement. Its real weak spot is that demonic bell on the bow. After being hit in its vital spot, the boss flew into a rage, its eyes glowing red. It controlled the surrounding water, launching a wide-area attack. This water attack was no joke. The damage was so high that in the early stages, only warriors wearing full silver-grade gear could withstand it without shedding a tear. Qin Feng breathed a silent sigh of relief, feeling lucky. Thanks to the signature agility of the Shadow class, he dodged the danger. Otherwise, he'd probably be dead by now. Before he could even celebrate, the boss arrogantly summoned 12 stinking water demons, making the very air ripple. Each of these creatures was as strong as a silver-grade boss, heating things up. The water demons attacked randomly, disrupting his formation. And every minute, the boss summoned another one. If he didn't deal with them quickly, their numbers would grow large enough to form a monster orchestra and crush his side. But Qin Feng was still supremely confident, thinking to himself, with my stealth skill, it'll be harder for these monsters to find me than winning the lottery. If I just pick the right angle, I can take each one down in a single blow. Putting his thoughts into action, he once again unleashed his familiar shield shadow slash. Not far away, someone was watching quietly, their eyes wide. Xiao He, or rather, Black Bloom, watched and exclaimed emotionally, Is this really the #1 shadow player on the ranking board? The boss has already lost a third of its health. He just keeps appearing and disappearing. Suddenly, Qin Feng turned his head and shouted, Xiao He, I'm about to die. She asked back, bewildered. What? He replied nonchalantly, without a trace of emotion. You don't have to do anything. Just wait for me to revive. She stammered in a panic. Huh? Why would you say that, big shot? You're clearly winning, he asked in return. Aren't you Xiao He? She nearly screamed. Good heavens, big shot. My name is Black Bloom, which means He Bu Lin, or Da Lizi. It's not Xiao He, he nodded, his voice strangely calm. Got it, Xiao He. Meanwhile, in a nearby area, a group of people were aggressively in pursuit, their faces burning with the determination for revenge. The leader gnashed his teeth and growled, Damn it, I used to be a legend who won the 100 Shots award from the village to the provincial level. And now, I'm being humiliated by some brat. A subordinate jumped out to report, Boss, we've found that girl. She's at the edge of the cliff up ahead, and that shadow punk is soloing the boss at the bottom. The leader narrowed his eyes and hissed, Good. This time, I've called all our brothers here. I refuse to believe we can't kill that bastard. While the battle raged on, Qin Feng faced another tough challenge. Head on, he thought to himself, this is the 4th trial, and also the toughest one. The boss began to unleash a powerful soul shockwave, sweeping across the entire area. The result was a 5-second immobilization status, leaving Tan Fong frozen and unable to move a muscle. He thought to himself, there's no escaping now. From above, Dai Li too watched quietly, clutching her scepter, her heart pounding. Tan Fong braced himself, deciding to unleash his final move to take the boss down with him, playing a life-or-death gamble. The system screamed its first warning. You have died. You have lost 326 years of non-tradable lifespan. Before he could even catch his breath, a second notification rang out. You have died. You have lost 1,087 days of tradable lifespan. Up above, the enemy leader jumped for joy. Haha, this is great. This fool thought he was some kind of Superman, challenging a golden boss all by himself. He pointed at the boss and yelled, "Whoa, this shadow dog is loaded. Look at that huge orb of light. It's gotta be worth at least a few hundred days of lifespan. Hurry up, guys. The boss is at half health. Killing it now would be a huge score." His underlings chimed in. "And we can scoop up all the lifespan he dropped too. This is only half of what he lost. This big dog deserves to be eaten. Today, the little dogs are gonna eat the big dog." But while the group was still cheering wildly, a giant, glowing object descended from the sky, causing the celebrating crowd to freeze in place. The entire group was sent straight back to town in a team wipe, their faces ashen with shock. The few survivors who witnessed it were furious, unleashing a torrent of curses. "Son of a bitch. How is that boss so damn tanky? That shadow guy got it down to half health, but the moment we touched the edge of the swamp, we got hit by a water pillar and died instantly. The small mobs are as numerous as ants. How are we supposed to fight this? Good heavens, this is ridiculous," one of the group members exclaimed emphatically. "Damn it, we lost too much. But whatever, let's go back. I refuse to believe this thing can play that dirty." Meanwhile, on the surface of the swamp, a cluster of lifespan orbs had appeared. Finding it strange, Tan Feng walked over to investigate, suspecting something was amiss. After looking around and taking in the air for a moment, he tilted his head back and shouted towards a nearby boat. "Dai Li 2, you're there, right? I'm back. Hey Tuhok, why is there a whole bushel of lifespan orbs here?" Seeing him return, Dai Li 2 nodded and replied, "You're back quick, big shot. Ah, a whole mob of people rushed in here earlier, and they all got neatly sent back to the village by a water pillar." Hearing this, Tan Feng smirked. "So that's what happened, huh? Haha, some people really don't know their own limits." At the same time, he recalled his memories of the golden ghost ship to analyze it. After a moment of thought, he concluded that the ship could only use its immobilization skill once. The rest of its health was perfectly manageable. However, when its health dropped to half, it would activate a teleportation skill, making it a headache to finish off. Right at that moment, the golden ghost ship reappeared. Tan Feng suddenly grew serious and stretched, preparing to unleash his skills. Without wasting any time, he immediately pulled out a deadly poison dart, aimed straight for the bell on the ship's bow, and threw it for a direct hit. He smirked, nodding in satisfaction as a pinkish mist instantly emanated from the ship, spreading across the swamp. Tan Feng watched the mist spread with his arms crossed, whistling softly. After a few seconds of mental calculation, he confidently predicted its movement and immediately began spamming his shadow shield slash. The group of people hiding in a distant corner saw this and began whispering frantically. "Boss, look, that brat is taking on the boss alone again. Good, we'll lie in wait and find a chance to ambush them." Dai Li too glanced over and recognized the familiar-looking group, muttering, "These blockheads are back again. What a persistent nuisance. The big shot is about to finish the boss. I can't let these guys ruin it." Without hesitation, she began to mumble an incantation, channeling all her energy into her staff. Sparks of lightning crackled from it as she thrust it upwards and shouted, "The gods decree lightning shall strike today." A bolt of lightning shot down from the sky, striking the group of players and blowing two of them clean off the screen. The rest of the group panicked and screamed, "Damn it, who's shooting at us?" One of them pointed and yelled, "Boss, there's a mage over there. She's going all out." The leader glared, spotting Dai Li too, and roared impolitely, "Humph, does that woman have a death wish? Kill her for me, now." Seeing this, Dai Li too froze, her face went pale, and her limbs trembled. She clutched her staff tightly, turned, and fled faster than the wind, screaming as she ran, "Help! Help me! Don't let them turn me into barbecue." The group chased after her with red faces, roaring with determination. "Stop right there, or I'll kill you on the spot." Not far away, two figures hid behind a massive tree, watching silently without a word. Their gazes were colder than ice, enough to give anyone who accidentally met their eyes goosebumps and make them shiver uncontrollably. Back with Tan Feng, he was still focused on unleashing his skills, his relentless attacks causing the boss's face to pale as its health dropped uncontrollably. Seeing the boss gradually collapse, he thought, "It's finally about to go down." The golden ghost ship boss really is something else. Even though it's only level 5, fighting it solo is still a tough grind. Tan Feng's damage output was still too low, causing the battle to drag on and attracting quite a few onlookers. Even while facing the boss, His sharp eyes scanned his surroundings, quickly spotting the lurkers, and he immediately began to formulate a plan. On the cliff over there, a group of people were looking around, probably the ones who were blown away by the waterspout earlier. Next to the swamp, another guild was also lying in wait, biding their time. Qin Feng glanced around and smirked, thinking to himself that these guys were probably counting down the seconds until he finished off the boss so they could rush out, kill him, and steal the loot. A clever idea, but unfortunately for them, their calculations were completely wrong. Without a word, he suddenly unleashed a perfectly precise stealth attack, finishing off the boss instantly and causing the entire map to tremble violently. A series of system notifications rang out. You have defeated the gold rank Ghost Ship Emperor. You have received 4,800 experience points. Congratulations, you have reached level 8. You have been awarded 7 evolution points. You have received 216 days of tradable lifespan. Before that message could fade, another notification lit up brightly. Player Shadow from Seashell Town is the first on the server to defeat a gold rank boss and has received 3 reputation points. This news spread like wildfire throughout the town, causing pedestrians to look up and even those climbing trees to slide down to listen. The populace erupted in discussion. A gold rank boss? This is the first time anyone has ever taken one down. Good heavens, is this shadow guy a devil in human skin or something? How is he so overpowered? Which country did Seashell Town originally belong to? The first person to kill a gold rank boss must be an expert from our great nation of Korea. While everyone was filled with awe and admiration, someone else was feeling annoyed specifically. Qin Xiao Yu. Hearing the news, her heart stirred as she thought to herself that there was truly nothing this shadow person couldn't do. If she could get his help, leveling up would be a piece of cake, and maybe she could even meet brother Song Fei. Although the boss had been sent to the afterlife and loot was scattered everywhere, strangely, Qin Feng was nowhere to be seen. A guild that had been hiding nearby saw this and got excited, cheering breathlessly. Haha, this boss dropped some seriously insane loot. That guy must have gotten scared and run off without daring to pick anything up. One of the members immediately gave an order. Guang, hurry up and use your skill to track that guy down. Kill him and we'll take all the loot for ourselves. Following the order, Guang stepped forward confidently, puffed out his chest, and shot an arrow into the sky with a majestic pose. Before long, a giant eagle descended from the sky, exuding a cold and bone-chillingly cool aura. It was a nether soul-horned eagle. The bird began to circle in the air, its sharp eyes scanning every bush and rock, searching for Qin Feng's location. Beneath the cover of the dense, tall grass, Qin Feng remained silently in his stealth state, casually watching the show as his eyes followed the circling bird. The situation seemed tense, but he was completely unfazed, not a single drop of sweat on his brow, as he mentally analyzed the nether soul-horned eagle. I didn't expect this hunter to have learned an anti-stealth skill so early. Pretty impressive. No wonder he's so bold as to try and take me out for the loot. He smirked slightly, adding in his mind, too bad my dark class has level 11 stealth, plus level 1 resistance. They could bring their entire family tree and still wouldn't find me. After a while of the bird flying and the men watching with no results, one of them reported in frustration, "Boss, we can't see anything." That punk probably saw how many of us there are and ran off scared. The boss nodded upon hearing this and concluded, "Fine, I guess he knows his place." He solemnly led his group towards the pile of loot, issuing orders with the clear diction of someone giving a speech at a flag ceremony. "Let's move. We need to guard this loot closely. Absolutely no carelessness. Be ready for a fight at any moment." The possession protection only lasts for 5 minutes. After that, this loot officially becomes ours. All of it. Hearing this, the whole group nodded enthusiastically. Everyone thought they were about to hit the jackpot for sure, with no chance of failure, but life is never that easy. Just as they were getting excited, before they could even divide the spoils, a barrage of long-range attacks suddenly rained down on them, hitting the entire group and leaving them dizzy and weak in the knees. Qin Feng appeared behind them out of nowhere like a phantom, lightly tapping each one on the shoulder with his master-level skill, and then sent them all back to town with a one-way, non-refundable ticket. Once it was done, he stood in the middle of the empty forest, looked at the pile of items, and remarked with a smack of his lips, "It's much quieter around here now, huh?" Suddenly, he remembered something, scratching his head and mumbling, "Ah, I forgot. Where'd that girl Xiao He go? Oh well, I can look for her later." He seriously calculated in his head that his remaining evolution points, plus the ones he just got from the boss, were only enough to level up Greedy Hand one more time. "I'll upgrade the skill first, then deal with the bodies later." No sooner said than done. He raised his hand to activate the skill evolution immediately. The system promptly announced, Greedy Hand has been upgraded from Diamond to Epic. The Assassin-type skill's chance to receive bonus rewards has increased from 220% to 300%. There is a 100% chance that bonus items received will be upgraded in rank. Reading this, Qin Feng's eyebrows shot up and his eyes gleamed as he thought, My God, this is a divine transformation. I've got to make this loot drop absolutely explosive. Without hesitation, he immediately activated his new skill, sucking up all the loot and letting out a booming laugh that echoed through the sky. Haha, where's all the loot? Come to Papa. Instantly, a surge of power erupted in the middle of the forest, so strong that even the trees trembled in greeting. Not to be outdone, the system chimed in repeatedly with a combo of notifications. You have used the skill Greedy Hand. You have received 7 evolution points. You have received 216 days of lifespan. Days of tradable lifespan. You have received the special item, Ghostfire Spirit Bell. Tan Feng held the item, his eyes shining brightly. He blurted out, unable to hide his joy. I can't believe I got 2 Ghostfire Spirit Bells in one go. Huh? Whoa. The information appeared. Ghostfire Spirit Bell, a special item. When carried, you will not lose lifespan upon death. Cooldown, 1,800 seconds, 1,565 seconds. Passive, Soul Absorption. Increases the lifespan drop rate from demonic beasts by 20%. If you have 2 bells, the effect is doubled. Active, Terrifying Soul. Using the bell immobilizes enemies within a 100-meter radius for 3 seconds. Cooldown, 600 seconds, 521 seconds. After reading, Tan Feng nodded thoughtfully as he calculated. This wasn't an equipment piece, so it didn't take up an item slot, and the 2 bells only took up 1 inventory space. Incredibly convenient. Just as he was lost in thought, a horrifying, blood-curdling scream. Big boss, help me. What are you people doing? Don't you dare come near me. Tan Feng was startled. He shouted out loud, Xiao Hei, where the hell are you? He continued to yell at the top of his lungs, Xiao Hei, where are you? Say something. But only Dali Zi's panicked screams echoed back, Get away from me, don't come any closer. Meanwhile, the men closing in on her were panting, their eyes filled with malicious intent as they sneered, Come on, baby. You look pretty strong, but stop struggling. You're cornered. Be a good girl, and we'll show you a real good time. Dali Zi clutched her staff tightly, her eyes cold. She took a step back, then suddenly turned and leaped off the cliff, leaving the entire group stunned in place. That act was her final decision. She would rather be a ghost than submit. Her body plummeted towards the stone ground below. The sound of the impact echoed, blood splattering everywhere, making the scene utterly heart-wrenching. The group above looked down, speechless. One of them sighed softly and uttered, She actually jumped. Damn, is that girl really that stubborn? After that decisive jump that stunned everyone, Dali Zi respawned in town. She clutched her side, wincing and limping in pain. Big boss, you don't need to come save me. I already died and came back to town. Ow, it hurts so much. Luckily, all the team's tradable lifespan was on our leader, Wang Mang. Otherwise, it would have been a total loss. Hearing this, Tan Feng nodded and replied, All right then. Just stay put. I'll divide the loot when I get back. Hearing this, the girl bit her lip and beamed, replying eagerly, Thank you, big boss. You've worked so incredibly hard. After that, Tan Feng opened his status window, muttering to himself with unconcealed excitement. This was a huge haul. My tradable lifespan shot up to 3,175 days, plus another 21 evolution points. He decided, I'll just keep upgrading the Hand of Greed. He clicked to upgrade the skill, and a system notification immediately popped up. The skill Hand of Greed has now reached epic grade. To evolve it further will require 10 times the evolution points. Do you wish to use 27 points to proceed? Tan Feng stared at the text, frowning as he weighed his options carefully. Holy crap, 210 evolution points. That's a tough pill to swallow. The higher the skill level, the more points it drains. Forget upgrading this. It's better to pour the points into upgrading my damage skills. With high damage, any boss will fall, and the loot will naturally come my way. No sooner said than done, he immediately focused on allocating his points, decisively upgrading his skills. The system instantly provided meticulously detailed information as the Shadow Shield / skill went from Platinum to Emerald, then straight to Diamond. The maximum damage increased from 21 to 24, then jumped to 27. The stealth duration extended from 7 seconds to 8, and finally reached 9 seconds. The number of strikes against enemies in its path increased from 6 to 7. The cooldown remained at 12 seconds. The slash range expanded from 3.1 meters to 3.6. then 4.1 meters. Each strike gained an additional 200, then 250, and finally 300 attack power. In total, he spent 2 plus 3 plus 5 evolution points, leaving him with only a measly 3 points left. Next, he enthusiastically upgraded his enhanced backstab skill, from normal to bronze, then silver, and finally reaching gold. The passive effect also increased accordingly. The damage from attacking from behind increased from 15% to 20%, then 25%, finally hitting the 30% mark. Feeling the smooth upgrade, Tan Feng clapped his hands and laughed so loud the wind seemed to quiet down to listen. After 2 evolutions, his Shadow Shield Slash was twice as badass. Without using stealth or a stealth break, I can still deal 3,000 damage. If I use a stealth break and then a backstab, 7 hits will deal 6,000 to 7,000 damage. That's not surprising, either. He eagerly reviewed his haul and summed it up. A gold tier boss usually only drops 2 to 4 silver grade items. A gold item is extremely rare, but thanks to the Hand of Greed, I snagged 11 gold items, 2 platinum items and 1 platinum skill book as well. Among them, 3 items are for the assassin class, perfectly usable right out of the box. He opened his interface, summoned the 3 items he had just acquired, and admired each one with a joyful heart. The first item, the platinum grade ghost ship Twin Blades, was for the assassin class. It gave plus 136 attack and plus 22 agility. It also gave plus 24% attack speed and plus 7 armor penetration. The required level was 5, and its special effect was that each normal attack dealt an additional instance of chain damage. Examining the item closely, Tan Feng silently commented with a contemplative look on his face. The chain damage effect sounds ordinary, but with its high base attack, plus the boost to agility, attack speed, and armor penetration, it's actually pretty decent. Price. The second item, Golden Fire Demon Armor, plus 25 physical defense, plus 50 fire resistance, plus 14 damage block, and an additional 419 health. Level 5 requirement. Qin Feng nodded in approval as he inspected it, whispering to himself that since he hadn't added any points to his constitution, his health was only 350. This armor adds a whopping 419 health. With this on, who the hell could break my defense? He decided to hide all his new equipment in his interface to avoid attracting attention. The system notified him that there was one last item. Did he want to open it? It was the Golden Vague Phantom Shadow Skill Book. A passive assassin-type skill. It increases evasion rate by 15%. When an evasion is triggered, it grants immunity to all damage. Qin Feng glanced at the description, nodded, and mumbled with a mix of praise and criticism. Finally, a decent assassin skill. But this skill was strangely weak in the game. The evasion rate was hard to increase, and you had to sacrifice a ton of other stats just to raise it. If you failed to evade, you were basically a sitting duck with no escape. But he wasn't one to accept being at a disadvantage. A brilliant idea flashed in his mind. I'm not like other people. I have the infinite evolution skill. Raising my evasion without sacrificing other attributes will be the ultimate game changer. After carefully checking everything, he prepared to head back to town to sell off some equipment and lighten his load, muttering and calculating as he walked. Time to head back. I can sell the warrior, priest, and archer items to Wang Mang at a 10% discount. Even though those guys are dirt poor right now, with Wang Mang's character, selling it to him on credit is fine. Come to think of it, this is all thanks to Xiao He. If it weren't for that carp, I never would have found the level 5 golden ghost ship, let alone defeated it. I'll have to thank her in a big way. Just as he finished his thought, before he could even set foot back in town, Qin Feng ran into a group of familiar faces lurking behind a tree, their expressions grim and hostile. The moment their eyes met, the group jumped in shock and yelled, "Ah!" Without so much as a greeting, they turned tail and ran for their lives, screaming their heads off as they fled. It's Shadow. Run, everyone, run for your lives. Without a word, Qin Feng immediately unleashed his shield Shadow Slash. The group descended into chaos, yelling and screaming, "Don't block me! Oh God! Don't leave me here! Damn it, don't you dare come any closer! Help me! Someone save me!" Seeing the chaotic scene, Qin Feng let out a cold snort, his sharp, spiritual killing intent radiating outwards. Not letting the situation drag on, he unleashed a lightning-fast shield Shadow Slash. With a single swoosh, the entire group vaporized before they could even utter a sound, leaving only their leader standing alone in the open, his face pale as a ghost, his heart he trembled and fell to his knees, begging tearfully, "I was wrong. I promise I'll never do it again. Please, spare me. Great one, boss. I only have 1 year of lifespan left. But Qin Feng stepped forward and asked slowly, his voice piercing right through to the man's soul. When you were out harming others, did you ever imagine this day would come? Without waiting for an answer from that trembling mouth, he waved his hand and ended the man's life decisively. The system immediately displayed a flashy notification. Because the player has actively killed too many people, they have received the Slayer status. At the current level, death will result in a loss of 75% of life. Qin Feng just scoffed lightly, thinking to himself, it doesn't matter. I have 2 ghost fire spirit pills. Even if I die once, my lifespan will remain completely intact, not a single drop lost. He then leisurely returned to town, smoothing his hair as he walked, without a speck of dust or a drop of blood on him. The people in town saw the familiar figure and immediately gathered to gossip animatedly. Hey, it's Shadow. So scary. He killed the golden boss and came back already. Huh? How come he doesn't look like he's wearing any amazing gear? Haha, I bet this guy just got lucky and cheesed the boss somehow. He doesn't look like someone who could solo it. See? He didn't even get any drops. Hilarious. If you've got time to waste, go try getting lucky like him. Just then, a person suddenly stepped out and blocked Qin Feng's path, their face full of urgency. Big Brother Shadow, please wait a moment. The person hurriedly presented a shimmering book, speaking immediately without any dramatic pause. We were in the wrong earlier. This is an assassin-type skill book. We just used our lifespan to buy it. We hope you can accept it and forget about what happened earlier. Qin Feng took the book and glanced at the information that appeared. Thief's Strike, a normal grade assassin skill. Targets a single enemy, adding 20 attack points, causing a 2-second stun. He nodded and smacked his lips. So, it's a crowd control skill, huh? It's decent enough. Without another word, he walked away quietly, leaving behind a crowd of regretful and anxious onlookers. As soon as his figure disappeared, a guy from the group exploded with frustration. Young Master Hien, he killed all of us, and now we're just handing him a skill book? Isn't that way too pathetic? Another guy nodded, adding fuel to the fire. Exactly. We've never been this spineless before. If we each called a few connections, we could crush him with the snap of a finger. Why are we acting so scared? While the group was seething and plotting, one guy suddenly put on a mysterious act and issued a warning. You guys don't know what you're talking about. That guy, Shadow, is growing way too fast, and he's leveling up all by himself. It's obvious he has a huge secret. All we need to do is find him in the real world, lock him up somewhere, and not only can we squeeze his secret out of him, but we can also easily force him to farm lifespan for all of us. Hearing this, another man's eyes lit up with a sinister smile. Oh, so that's the plan. As expected of the brilliant young Master Hien. Then, filled with enthusiasm, he continued, when I get home, I'll have my clan send a devastatingly beautiful girl to get close to him and dig up information. His voice sounded strange, unfamiliar. He's definitely an outsider, not one of the locals, sending a beauty right to his door. There's no way he won't take the bait. While the other group was busy setting up their formation, Qin Feng met up with Dalizi again. He gave a slight smile and said, all right, Xiao Hei. Get ready to trade. I've got a few items for you. The girl shook her head in confusion. Thank you so much, great master. But I'm not Xiao Hei. I'm Dalizi. From the staff in her hand, a brilliant flame suddenly burst forth. She leaped into the air, hovering, and exclaimed with joy, whoa, this is absolutely insane. I can almost fly now. This skill and this necklace have multiplied my damage several times over. My mana recovery has doubled too. Oh, great master, thank you. I'm so moved. Qin Feng remained calm and replied softly, there's no need to be so formal. But as promised, the spatial ring goes back to the team. The girl nodded eagerly and hastily handed it over. Oh, right. Here you go. I'll give it to you right now. She then added casually, by the way, great master. While I was escaping through the forest, I found a cave that looked exactly like the entrance to some ruins. Do you want to check it out? Hearing this, Qin Feng paused for 3 seconds as a thought flashed through his mind. First, it was the golden ghost ship, and now it's the ruins. Man, befriending this girl was a huge score. But then again, I did have to give her 2 gold-tier items before she was willing to share this valuable information. With this spatial ring, my storage space has jumped up to 27 slots. Sweet. He then asked, so where's Wang Meng? I was planning to sell some items to everyone and then go to the ruins with you. Dalizi replied immediately, sounds good, but our team captain is recruiting a new priest right now. He probably won't be back for another hour and a half. She opened her map, marked the location, and pointed as she explained in detail. I've marked the entrance to the ruins for you. There's a stone slab behind a bush. I pushed it aside and hid inside to escape. But I'd only taken a few steps when I heard ghostly screams echoing from within. I got so scared I turned and ran, otherwise those guys would never have caught up to me. Qin Feng nodded and replied, I understand. I'll head to the ruins right now. I'll trade with Wang Mang and the others when I get back. Da Lizi was about to say something more, but before she could even open her mouth, Qin Feng had vanished. She stood there stunned, blurting out, Huh? Where'd the great master go? By this time, Qin Feng was already following the directions straight to the ruins, his eyes gleaming. He wasn't smiling, but his heart was racing with excitement. As he walked, he mused to himself, I was originally going to find a place to grind levels, but now that there are ruins, why bother searching? In a town, 3 types of ruins usually appear: tombs, cursed ruins, and shrines of faith. No matter which type it is, whether the monsters inside are bronze or silver tier, to me, they're just a treasure trove of evolution points and life points. Nothing to worry about. Qin Feng followed the directions, cautiously making his way to an abandoned area. Before him was a deep, dark pit that looked like one wrong step would send you plummeting to the bottom. He took a breath and began to descend into the pit, his expression calm. As he took careful steps, Qin Feng was busy calculating in his head. Theoretically, a town like this usually has 3 types of ruins. First, there are tombs. Second, cursed ruins. And third, shrines of faith, though it's unclear if those are sacred or just a scam. Tombs are, well, tombs. Nothing cheerful about them. They're packed with monsters, making them a pain to clear. On top of that, there's usually a gold-tier boss waiting at the end, practically daring you to come and get me. Qin Feng continued to recall the lore. Monsters in cursed ruins are usually afflicted by a terrible curse from an ancient evil god. They might have once been people who went mad, or they simply died and turned into ghouls. As for the monsters in shrines of faith, they're all fanatics of ancient gods or evil gods. The maps inside these shrines are a maze. Get lost and you're not getting out. Qin Feng continued his dungeon-crawling adventure, scanning his surroundings as he went, when his eyes were suddenly drawn to some carvings on the stone walls. Unable to contain his surging curiosity, he stopped to stare intently at the carvings. Qin Feng muttered, looking at these carvings, this is definitely a shrine of faith. These images are so familiar, there's no mistaking it. This is a shrine of faith dedicated to judging ancient gods. Undeterred, Qin Feng pressed deeper inside. The air grew heavy and cold, accompanied by human-like whispers coming from the walls. Go any further, and you won't be coming out. But he ignored them and kept walking, his resolve as solid as the stone around him. Meanwhile, in another secret dungeon where the drama was about to unfold, Wang Mang's group was locked in a life-or-death struggle with a monster. The monster didn't bother with any warning signs. It just charged forward with its massive maw wide open. A single collision was enough to send Wang Mang flying. At that moment, Qin Xiao Yu just stood there, holding her staff as if it were a mop. A team member yelled, Sis, heal him, now. What are you spacing out for? Qin Xiao Yu finally trudged over to Wang Mang, stammering cluelessly, Okay, but what do I do? Before anyone could catch their breath, the monster charged again. Another member lost all composure and screamed, Damn it, it's coming again. He then whipped his head around. Qin Xiao Yu snapped, Hurry up and use a skill, just press any button. But Qin Xiao Yu left the entire team speechless. She looked around and then dropped her magic staff. After that, she crouched down, her voice trembling, I'm so scared. Guess what happened next? That's right, the entire team was mercilessly wiped out and sent back to town at the speed of light, accompanied by a profound sense of humiliation. Da Lizi appeared with a bright smile and made some small talk. Hey Captain, how come you guys are back so soon? The Shadow Lord isn't back yet, so don't even think about buying anything right now. One member, fuming with rage, pointed directly at Qin Xiao Yu and yelled, Damn it, I've never seen anyone as stupid as you. You don't even know how to dodge when a monster charges, and you don't know how to use your skills. Tell me, what are you even good for? Da Lizi immediately went into shield mode, standing protectively in front of Qin Xiao Yu. Hey, why are you getting so worked up? You can tell she's a newbie. It's normal to die once on your first try. But the other member wouldn't let it go, shouting louder than a megaphone. Da Lizi, get out of the way. I have to chew this person out today. Another member chimed in, his voice full of impatience. It wasn't just one death, Da Lizi. We've died 3 times in less than an hour. Da Lizi's eyes widened, and she could only utter one word. Huh? After a few seconds of processing the drama, Da Lizi confidently proposed. All right, let me go with you guys to be safe. I just got 2 awesome items from the big shot. I'm super strong now. Trust me, with me on the team, no one's gonna die this time. Wang Meng waved his hand, trying to calm the drama. All right, that's enough out of you. Dalizi's idea isn't bad. With her along, it'll definitely go smoothly this time. Who knows, maybe when we get back, we'll even meet the Shadow Lord and get some tips from him. At this moment, Qin Xiao Yu spoke up in a whisper. I'm sorry, I'll try my best. But in her mind, she was thinking, you think I'm times weak? If it weren't for your connection to the Shadow Lord, I wouldn't even bother putting up with you. So angry she could evaporate, she silently thought they were all an unbearably boring bunch. Meanwhile, on the other side, Qin Feng continued his adventure. He stepped into a secret underground room, where an icy, sinister aura billowed out. The scene inside would make even the calmest person almost scream. Bones were scattered everywhere, and the air echoed with chilling sobs that made your skin crawl. Qin Feng didn't bother with greetings or questions. He just acted coldly. Wasting no words, Qin Feng launched an attack immediately, not giving the believers a chance to go through the formalities. But their reaction made him want to stomp his feet in frustration. His attack barely did any damage. It was like scratching an itch on their side. Qin Feng gritted his teeth and calculated. Even using a backstab from stealth only took half their health, as expected of level 10 silver rank bosses. These two believers combined had more health than the Golden Ghost Ship boss. But before he could land a second blow, the two believers suddenly knelt. Qin Feng was taken aback, muttering, "What the hell? Why are they kneeling? And they're even facing me, even though I'm in stealth. Could it be that they can sense the divine artifact, the Eye of Judgment, on me?" He stared intently at the two who had their faces pressed to the ground. He spoke, "You know the way, don't you? Then lead me." But the two believers only made a hollow sound. Qin Feng observed them and shook his head, thinking, they must be heavily corrupted, having lost all consciousness. Now they're just beasts who know nothing but to plunder and take lives. Just then, the two believers suddenly let out a piercing shriek, jumped up, and fled the room without looking back. It was as if they were saying, "Sorry, we're off the clock." In another corner of the map, a group of players was cautiously making their way in. As soon as they saw the two believers charging at them, they screamed in terror. "Watch out, monsters are coming." One person in the group slapped their forehead and yelled, "Oh my god, they're two silver rank bosses. We can't even handle one, and now there are two. Let's get out of here." In the chaos, a girl in the group was hit by a strange aura and vanished into thin air, leaving behind a pile of dropped items. Qin Feng appeared and witnessed the scene, thinking to himself that this was the group of the girl who had bought his ice cone spell. I think her name was Grey Rose. I can't believe they made it this far, but with their current gear, no one should be strong enough to get this deep. Qin Feng walked over to the dropped items, snapped his fingers, and smiled. Ah, these guys dropped over 100 days of tradable lifespan. Who would have thought? She's a secret rich girl, but his joy was short-lived. After thoroughly searching every nook and cranny, Qin Feng sighed. He muttered, "I've turned this whole room upside down and found nothing. No traps, no treasures. Could it be there are only these two useless silver rank bosses here?" He clenched his fists as his fighting spirit surged, preparing for a decisive, merciless fight. And so, the two believers were completely annihilated. The system announced, "You have killed the loyal believers of the old god," the silver rank judged. "You have received 4,000 experience points, leveled up to level 9, received 4 evolution points, and received 188 days of tradable lifespan." Wasting no time, Qin Feng immediately upgraded his greedy hand skill, happily admiring his brand new skill panel. He chuckled and whispered, "A transcendent grade greedy hand is truly amazing. 32 evolution points, 154 days of tradable lifespan, 4 gold grade items, 10 silver grade items, and there's even a gold grade equipment for assassins. This is awesome." A shiny notification appeared in the middle of his screen. Gold grade Believer's Necklace, an agility accessory for assassins, plus 15. Cooldown speed, plus 20%. Requires level 7. Unique effect. Summons a silver grade loyal follower to fight for you, with a 600-second cooldown. Tanfong inspected the necklace thoroughly, nodding to himself and saying, "This one's solid, a 20% cooldown reduction." After putting it on, Shadow Stealth was down to 192 seconds, Toxic Dart was at 37 seconds, and Shadow Shield Slash was at 88 seconds. Boss fights would be twice as smooth from now on. He decided to keep it without a second thought. But before he could even take a breath, a strange sound from behind made him whip around. A glowing circle appeared, and then a giant iron pillar rose from the ground. Tanfong snapped his fingers triumphantly. "Just as I thought. Clear out all the monsters in here, and the mechanism reveals itself." He walked closer and patted the cold iron surface. After a few seconds of inspection, he confirmed it was the final hidden mechanism. A sharp click echoed, signaling that something was about to happen. The ground beneath Tan Feng began to move. As it rumbled, he immediately switched into full observation mode, his eyes wide. He watched every movement intently, his face tense. But suddenly, a massive pit opened up right under his feet. Without hesitation, Tan Feng jumped down, muttering, "Is this some kind of elevator?" The platform moved for a while, and then stopped. No sirens, no warning lights, no background music. Tan Feng stretched, shaking his head and sighing, "Finally here." It felt like it had descended 300 or 400 meters, a true journey to the center of the earth. He looked up at the ceiling, half surprised and half wary. Before him now was a winding, intricate maze. He blurted out in surprise, "A hidden maze. Underneath the shrine?" Tan Feng moved forward to scout, his inner commentator switching on. Hidden mazes have a chance to appear in ruins. I found quite a few in my past life. Mazes are full of traps, but if you have someone to act as a meat shield, exploring them isn't too dangerous. It's just a bit time-consuming. With my current stats, if I step on a trap, I'll definitely get wrecked. Good thing I just got my hands on this awesome item. He pulled out the follower's necklace to check it again. Gold-grade follower's necklace, an accessory for assassins. Agility plus 15. Cooldown reduction plus 20%. Requires level 8 to activate the exclusive effect. Summon a silver rank devout follower. Ready to fight in your place. Cooldown time, 600 seconds. Without hesitation, Tan Feng immediately activated the skill. A follower emerged from a brilliant flash of light and slowly knelt down with absolute reverence. Tan Feng gestured with his hand, his voice calm, "Go forward and scout the path for me." The creature silently crept away. Without a word of protest, Tan Feng crossed his arms and watched, the corner of his mouth twitching into a slight smile. The feeling of having a subordinate lead the way put his mind greatly at ease. However, this maze was far from friendly, filled with dangers. To ensure his safety, he decided to prioritize upgrading his evasion skill first. Without hesitation, Tan Feng poured in his evolution points. He used 1, +2, +3, +5 points, with 24 points remaining. The result was the skill, Phantom Haze, Gold Grade, Ethereal Type. This is a passive skill, increasing his evasion rate from 15% to 75%. When successfully activated, he becomes completely immune to all damage. After reading the description, Tan Feng was so excited he felt like dancing on the spot. He thought to himself, a 75% evasion rate is already incredible. But, with the points I have left, I can also upgrade Shadow Shield Slash to the Ethereal Grade. Without batting an eye, Tan Feng invested the points. 13 evolution points, with exactly 11 remaining. The Shadow Shield Slash skill had now reached the Diamond Ethereal Grade. This skill allows him to unleash a slash in a designated direction, with a range of 27 to 30 meters, accompanied by an illusion that lasts for 9 to 12 seconds. It deals continuous damage with 7 slashes to all enemies within its range. Each slash is 4 to 5 meters long. The damage increased to 300 to 500 points per slash. Just hearing that made Tan Feng eager to test it out immediately. After the upgrade session, he paused to contemplate the skill evolution mechanism. A few truths began to crystallize in his mind. He told himself, if a skill starts at the ethereal grade, upgrading it to legendary only costs 1 point for the first time. That's an unbelievable saving. He continued his analysis logically and scientifically. To reach the legendary grade, the points required are 10 times the base amount. Low-level skills need to be upgraded multiple times, which can consume hundreds of points. But with his ability, Tan Feng could raise a skill to the ethereal grade, with minimal cost. From now on, all his skills would start at ethereal grade or higher. With the 11 points left, he decided to pour them into the Shadow Stealth skill. Without any hesitation, he hit the confirm button. You have consumed 3 + 5 evolution points, with 3 points remaining. The Shadow Stealth skill jumped from silver grade to gold, and then reached platinum. This skill allows him to become invisible for 16 to 24 seconds, and breaking stealth increases damage by 90 to 150 points. The cooldown was reduced to 22 seconds. Tan Feng thoughtfully calculated that with his 35% cooldown reduction, the actual cooldown was only 16.3 seconds. However, he still felt the cooldown was a bit long, and the damage from breaking stealth wasn't truly impressive. He told himself that when he got back, he would definitely have to overhaul this entire skill set. As he was lost in thought, his summon stepped forward in the distance. It was a large tile, about the size of a desk. The moment its foot touched it, the ceiling shook violently and cracked open, and a giant stone sphere plummeted from above, crushing the summon flat. Its career ended in the blink of an eye. Tan Feng leaped over to the scene to observe, then shook his head and declared, "The summon's dead. Oh well, I'll just wait for the cooldown and summon a new one. This labyrinth is complex and full of deadly traps. The only way forward is one step at a time, hoping to stumble upon some good loot." Meanwhile, on the upper floor of the temple, the atmosphere was tense as the remaining group of players continued to search for a mysteriously missing member. A member of the group rushed over, reporting clearly, "Captain, I've checked thoroughly. Those two monsters have really vanished." Hearing this, Grey Rose's voice caught as she asked, "What did you say?" She calmly walked into the middle of the hall, raised her hand, and declared, "Our lifespans are gone too. Someone must have defeated those two bosses and taken our entire group's lifespan along with them. But who's strong enough to do that?" A team member quickly deduced. At this stage, the only one who could defeat two silver-grade bosses that quickly has to be the Shadow Overlord. The other's eyes widened in astonishment upon hearing this. Wait, so the Shadow Overlord really came here? So he took all of our lifespan? Grey Rose sighed and nodded in confirmation. It seems so, but thinking about it, it's a blessing. Otherwise, you all would have just dropped dead again. She rested her chin on her hand, a thoughtful expression on her face. When I first arrived, I caught a glimpse of a figure who seemed to be talking to the monsters. Could that have been the Shadow Overlord? What kind of skill does he possess to pull a boss into a vortex like that? His power is unfathomable. Just thinking about it sends shivers down my spine. Back with Qin Feng, he was still persistently summoning followers to act as scouts and check the path ahead. Unfortunately, each follower would appear, take a few steps, hit a trap, and vanish silently. A literal army of short-lived followers. After struggling for some time, Qin Feng finally arrived before an ancient wooden door. He looked at it and clicked his tongue. After walking for 3 whole hours, I've finally made it. This must be the end of the labyrinth. Based on his experience from his past life, charging in recklessly meant certain death. It wouldn't be surprising to die 100 times. Without hesitation, Qin Feng summoned another follower. Even though he knew this one was on a one-way trip, someone had to make the sacrifice to check for traps. One man and one follower approached the large door, as imposing as the gate to a university exam hall. They crossed a mind-bendingly treacherous path, every step making their hearts pound. When they arrived, Qin Feng signaled to the follower, his voice firm, "Go open the door for me, don't ask questions." The follower obediently pushed the door, but despite all its effort, it wouldn't budge an inch, leaving the summoned sweating bullets with no one to call for help. Qin Feng frowned, murmuring, "It won't open? How strange." He stepped forward, placed his hand on the door, gathered his strength, and prepared to give it a determined shove. The door creaked slightly, and then swung wide open. No yelling, no grand display, it just opened. Qin Feng was a bit surprised, his serious expression melting into a look of bewilderment. It was that easy? He continued to scan the space behind the door, his eyes darting around. As they both stepped inside, they came across a tightly locked chest wrapped in sharp barbed wire. After observing for a moment, Qin Feng paused, deep in thought. The chest was covered in sharp thorns and locked tight, with an NPC sitting guard next to it. The strange thing was, no information whatsoever was displayed for this NPC. Qin Feng's curiosity got the better of him, and he moved closer. He thought to himself, all of her information is just question marks. This is the first time I've ever encountered an NPC so mysterious that not a single clue is revealed. The NPC made a strange, half-human, half-mechanical sound. Suddenly, she dropped to her knees, and the space around her flashed with golden crystals before vanishing without a trace. Qin Feng scratched his head, muttering to himself, "Huh? What just happened? She's gone?" At the same time, the barbed wire around the chest also vanished without a word. Looking closely, the thorns wrapped around the chest had indeed disappeared without a trace. Qin Feng pondered thoughtfully. Although he couldn't get any information from the mysterious woman, his intuition told him that everything was related to the Eye of Judgment he possessed. He examined the chest carefully, his mind racing. A brilliant golden light emanating from it indicated it might contain an epic-grade item. However, he remained cautious, not ruling out the possibility that it was a trap or that a boss was lying in wait. After careful consideration, Qin Feng calmly ordered the chest to be opened. The summoned follower obeyed the command absolutely, without any resistance. The moment it touched the chest, a blinding golden light erupted, so brilliant it could make the faint of heart collapse on the spot. Qin Feng squinted to look inside, and then exclaimed excitedly, "A skill book! It's one specifically for assassins, with both active and passive effects." A formal announcement rang out from the chest. "Grace of Liberation. An epic grade skill book for the assassin class. Passive effect. Increases the chance of hitting a weak point by 100%. Weak point damage is doubled. Active skill. Throat slit. The next attack applies the throat slit effect, dealing 100% physical damage per second for 3 seconds. Cooldown. 60 seconds. Qin Feng's eyes widened in amazement as he exclaimed, "This passive effect doubles the chance of identifying a monster's weak point. As for the active skill, it's truly been enhanced to its maximum potential." He analyzed, his tone both logical and brimming with fighting spirit. If I activate the skill and land a hit that deals 300 damage, the enemy will take an additional 300 damage per second for another 3 seconds. The total damage would be up to 1,200, equivalent to 4 times the usual amount. After reading the skill book, Tan Feng broke into a radiant, confident smile, thinking to himself, this was a huge haul. My burst damage has skyrocketed. With just one hit, even a boss would have to beg for mercy. Without hesitation, he collected all the items from the chest, stored them neatly in his divine inventory, and turned to leave. As he walked, he calculated, this is all thanks to Xiao He. I'll just sell the remaining items to their group for convenience. It's time to head back. With that thought, he immediately contacted Xiao He and told him, have Wang Meng return to the small town. I'll sell the items to him. Dalizi heard this and replied excitedly, Great master, are you done exploring? That's awesome. We're heading back to town too, just in time for some shopping. Before long, Tan Feng arrived back in town, maintaining the calm and composed demeanor of someone who had just swept through an entire ruin. The first thing he saw was a chaotic and bustling scene. Tan Feng blinked, exclaiming in astonishment, Where am I? The townspeople had crowded around him in huge numbers. Everyone was clamoring, shouting, Ah, it's Darkness. Darkness, Sir Darkness, add me as a friend. Are you the real Darkness? I'm the chairman of the Landing Corporation from Jianghai City, and I'd like to invite you to my group. Great Master Darkness. Are you looking for any underlings? My nickname is 666. The craze spread relentlessly. A huge crowd of people pushed and shoved, yelling loudly. Great Master, we're from Firefly Town. This is my little sister. She's a huge fan of yours. I don't mean anything by it. I just want you to remember my face. We're from Shorts Town. Please let us follow you. I'm willing to marry my wife off to you. I'm from Jade Cloud Island. I'm from. Tan Feng squeezed through the crowd, thinking as he went. It seems the connection gates between towns have opened. That means I can go to Firefly Town, where Song Fei is. Seeing the situation getting out of control, he immediately activated his stealth skill. He slipped away from the mob. The remaining people stared at each other in bewilderment before starting to blame one another. He vanished? Damn it. Who told you guys to rush him like that? You were pushing too. You even dragged out your round-faced little sister to introduce her. Screw you. Now you can rush all you want. While the chaos continued behind him, Tan Feng quietly approached Dalizi. He called out, Xiao He. Dalizi whipped around, a bright smile on his face, and shouted, Great Master. Before he could say more, he turned and yelled, Captain, the Great Master is here. Tan Feng didn't even have time to react. His gaze had already darted in another direction. It turned out Tan Xiao Yu was peeking out from the crowd, hiding behind a few other players, her eyes glued to him. Tan Feng thought to himself, Tan Xiao Yu? Why is she here? Wait, why did she join Wang Meng's party? With her skill level, I'm afraid she'll just drag the whole team down. He frowned, telling himself he had to be extremely careful. By now, the whole world knows the name Darkness, but my real identity must absolutely not be revealed. This power still can't be fully transferred to the real world. More dangerously, countless eyes are watching me right now. A single, small mistake, and I could be taken out instantly. Meanwhile, Tan Xiao Yu was still staring at him intently. She thought to herself, is this the real Darkness? He's so overwhelmingly powerful. Compared to the people in Wang Meng's group, it's like comparing heaven and earth. If he agrees to help me level up, I'll be able to meet Brother Song Fei in just a few days. Not wasting any more time, Tan Feng took out a series of items. He calmly announced, these items are all perfectly suited for the classes in your group. These basic skill books will also increase your combat ability. The total comes to a neat 2,200 days of lifespan. Wang Meng almost choked when he heard the price. What? That much? It's all gold and silver grade stuff. I can't afford that. Tan Feng replied nonchalantly, it's fine. You can owe me. Wang Meng was so moved his armor almost fell off. Thank you. I really don't know how we can ever repay you for helping us like this. In the future, if you need anything, just say the word, and we'll do everything in our power to help. Wang Meng turned to distribute the items to the team. As he handed them out, he exclaimed, Oh my God, Master Darkness is truly the best, another person shouted as they equipped their new gear. I'm using gold-grade equipment this early on. I must be dreaming. Wang Meng nodded firmly. This is a gold-grade skill. I'm already 5 times stronger. And on top of that, the Great Master is letting us pay in installments. That just shows how much he trusts us. Asterisk sob sob asterisk. Meanwhile, Tan Xiaoyu stood quietly to the side, waiting. After checking the items, Wang Meng paused. Huh? Why isn't there any gear for a priest? Tan Xiaoyu was taken aback and stammered. Huh? Another member made a harsh remark. If there's none, there's none. You should feel blessed just for getting to leech experience off of us. Tan Xiaoyu quickly stepped forward, her eyes shimmering and her smile a little shaky. She spoke politely. Hello, Great Master. I'm the priest in Wang Meng's party. May I ask, is there no equipment for priests? She conveniently sent a friend request. Qin Feng glanced at her without a word. The silence was so profound, you could almost hear the wind blowing through her fragile heart. Then, he turned and walked away, leaving the priestess standing there alone, her question unanswered. Not a single look back, not a glimmer of hope. Qin Xiaoyu watched his receding figure, her heart shattering as she stammered. Where did he go? Wang Meng, standing nearby, tried to comfort her. Maybe the big shot just didn't have anything for a priest this time. I'm sure he'll have something next time. Another person chimed in, their tone dripping with malice. I doubt the big shot even gives a damn about her. Da Li Zi, however, clutched his chest dreamily. The Shadow Master is truly like a divine dragon, glimpsed but never fully seen. Oh my god, he's so handsome. Meanwhile, Qin Feng had quietly entered a quiet building. Qin Feng walked slowly, murmuring to himself, I still have a gold-grade priest scepter in my backpack. Not to mention a gold-grade priest skill book. But how could I possibly give items of such value to Qin Xiao Yu so easily? He continued to think, as I reach higher levels, I'll have countless pieces of equipment and skill books I no longer need. Selling them is a hassle, but Wang Meng's government-backed team is in desperate need of these things. I can't let Qin Xiao Yu jeopardize our partnership. I need to find a new priest for that group quickly, and replace her while I'm at it. I have to find Xiao Shui as soon as possible. Xiao Shui was Gu Yi Shui, the person who had managed the Godslayer Guild in his previous life. She possessed a hidden priest-type class, the White Bird Divine Priestess, and was always accompanied by a small white bird. It assisted with healing and boosted skill effectiveness. In his past life, she was the only priest Qin Feng ever witnessed, who could single-handedly take down an epic-grade boss. She was his most outstanding comrade, completely eclipsing Qin Xiao Yu. That's right, Qin Feng suddenly remembered. Xiao Shui is also in Firefly Town, just like Song Fei. What a coincidence. I can find her and get her to join Wang Meng's team. Without another word, Qin Feng stepped towards the spatial door. In an instant, a path to Firefly Town opened. The town appeared in the hazy light of dusk. The moment he arrived, he immediately activated his stealth skill. He moved silently through every alley, beginning his calculated reconnaissance. While walking, he happened to overhear a heated argument between two players. Let's go back. That silver-grade boss is almost dead. It'd be a huge waste to let it get away. The other one growled. Damn it. That bastard Song Fei has his whole entourage of fangirls with him. I have to take that pretty boy down for He Ye today. The first voice was filled with bitterness. I really don't get it. He's just some minor celebrity, yet he has a whole mob of obsessed fans. Qin Feng, who was secretly observing, thought to himself, that was fast. I just got here and I've already found a lead on Song Fei. He quietly followed the two men. All three of them headed towards a canyon where the strong wind whipped their hair around. Observing the gloomy terrain, Qin Feng recognized it immediately. This was Weeping Funeral Valley, a level 5 area. The monsters here were mainly rage flame fiends and chainers. Suddenly, a deafening shout erupted from behind them. Charge! It was followed by the roar of someone being attacked. You dare hit me? Go to hell! Qin Feng quickly ducked behind a tree, his eyes sharp. A chaotic battle was breaking out. Players were clashing with monsters, in what could only be described as a free-for-all brawl. Everyone was just picking a spot to get roasted. Qin Feng frowned, muttering, a two-headed rage flame fiend. Isn't that a silver-grade boss? This situation was a total mess. It wasn't just the monsters. The players were also taking the opportunity to kill each other. A truly weeping funeral. Glancing to his left, Qin Feng spotted a group of girls forming a protective circle around a young man. His intuition told him that the one being protected was Song Fei. The two men from before couldn't hold back any longer. They charged straight for Song Fei, screaming at the top of their lungs, "You animal, Song Fei! You ambushed me last time and stole my lifespan. I'm going to make you pay for that today," the other one added, his voice full of confidence. "You think you're safe hiding behind those mages? I have a skill specifically for dealing with mages called Throat Lock. You're dead meat now." Before he could even cast his skill, a female mage from Song Fei's group stepped forward and slammed her staff right into one of the men's heads. She shouted, "No one is allowed to hurt Brother Song Fei." The man who was hit stared in disbelief. "What the hell?" Qin Feng observed from a distance, analyzing the situation with his sharp mind. "Song Fei, the heaven-defying god of magic from my past life, a mage." He convinced his whole legion of female fans to switch to the mage class, then had them contribute all their equipment and skills to him, allowing him to level up at lightning speed. But the problem is, he's the only proper mage on the team. His fangirls are all a bunch of weird, mismatched builds. Some put all their points into intelligence, becoming glass cannon mages with high damage but low health. Others invested in agility, becoming hit-and-run mages who just harassed enemies. Then there were those who put points into constitution, becoming tanky meat shield mages. The most ridiculous one put all her points into strength, using her staff to just beat people up. In the early stages, this clown fiesta of a team was actually incredibly powerful. They were an unstoppable force, draining the lifespan of every player they came across. But as the game got tougher, his fangirls started dropping like flies. The rate at which they fell was truly pitiful. Over on the battlefield, Song Fei put on a pained expression, sadly, riling up his fans. "My dear girls, it pains my heart to see you all working so hard. I just hope this boss dies quickly so everyone can rest. I wish this world were filled with love instead of violence." Hearing this, a chubby female mage shouted emotionally, "It's not hard at all, Brother Fei. You're the one who's truly suffering. You don't deserve any of this." She turned and rallied the others. "Sisters, charge. Let's kill this disgusting thing before it can hurt our brother." The fervent girls roared, "The monster is insane. Tong Fei is our king. From now on, there is only Tong Fei. Big bro, soar high. We will follow you forever." Suddenly, the boss shot a burst of flames at Tong Fei. A female fan immediately jumped in front to block the attack, protecting him. Tong Fei knelt down, feigning concern. "Oh my god, are you all right?" Though injured, the girl still smiled. "Brother Fei is always like this. I'm crazy for you." The chubby mage continued to cheer. "Sisters, keep it up. Once we take down this ugly monster, Brother Fei will rise to the #1 spot, surpassing that so-called darkness." The others cheered, "Conquer the world, rule the heavens, will always be by Brother Fei's side." A bolt of lightning summoned by the female mages struck the boss, causing it to roar in agony. Tong Fei stood to the side, smiling to himself. It's finally about to die. This silver rank boss is so tough, how could one person possibly fight a gold rank boss? That darkness bastard definitely cheated. He continued to think, I have a whole group supporting me, and I'm still only level 7. How in the world did that damn darkness level up so fast? As soon as I kill this silver rank boss, I'll hit level 8. Haha, that darkness idiot has been stuck at level 9 for so long. I'm going to surpass him, become #1, the god of this game. Suddenly, Qin Feng appeared, grabbing Tong Fei's head. He glided past gracefully, and with a single, sharp slash, his head was severed from his neck. Qin Feng said calmly, "Shadow shield slash." Tong Fei's head was still in his hand. He squeezed it, distorting his face. A female mage spun around in shock, screaming, "Brother!" But before she could say more, Qin Feng flashed through the group of female mages, slicing them into pieces. Ding! You have killed the two-headed fire partisan. Gained 1,500 experience. You have killed the player heaven-defying mage god. You have killed the player Tong Fei Meow Meow. You have killed the player forever following bro. You have killed the player Little Fei. The damage numbers kept popping up. 1,985, 1,985, 1,990, 1,990, 2,400, 24,179. The remaining players were stunned. What? He one-shot the boss too? A single skill that deals thousands of damage is terrifyingly strong. My skills only do a little over 100 points of damage, but this guy is hitting for several thousand. That's 10 times more than us. On top of that, it was an area of effect attack that took out Tong Fei and his fans all at once. Someone shouted, "Who is this assassin? Could it be Darkness?" It has to be the god-tier player, Darkness, the first person to ever kill a gold-rank boss. Who else could be this powerful? Everyone shouted in unison, "Quick, back off! Leave the boss loot for the master!" The Great Darkness only killed Tong Fei's wicked group. He helped us vent our anger. A girl yelled, "The master is the best. Go, master, go. Master, I love you." Hearing this, Qin Feng snorted coldly. These people are just afraid I'll attack them. If this were my past life, they would have all ganged up on me long ago. Back in Firefly Town, Song Fei respawned. System notification. You have been killed by darkness. You have lost 1,106 days of tradable lifespan. You have lost 18 years and 113 days of non-tradable lifespan. Song Fei was horrified. I died? Killed by darkness? Why did he come to our Firefly Town? Jianghai City has hundreds of starting towns. Why did he have to come here and steal my boss? The fangirl mages also respawned, crying out, "Ah, I'm dead? How did this happen? Brother died too? It was darkness. But why did he kill our brother and us?" One girl said angrily. "He definitely wanted to steal the silver rank boss. That despicable person took advantage while our brother wasn't paying attention and sneak attacked him. How shameless." A blue-haired girl approached and asked, "Brother Song Fei, can I join your team? I'm an archer with the eagle eye skill. I can detect stealth." The mages immediately became wary, pointing at her. "Get away." Brother Song Fei said, "We only need mages. Your monster killing efficiency is too low. You'll just drag down his ranking." The girl was taken aback. "Huh? But who is Song Fei?" He stepped forward, arms wide open, and smiled brightly. "Don't say that, everyone. I've always believed that love can overcome all obstacles." He took the girl's hand and said, "I can already feel your passionate feelings. It doesn't matter that you're an archer. Come, join us. We'll grow strong together." Hearing his sweet words, the girl was moved to tears. "Ah, brother, I love you." The other female fans also crowded in. "Song Fei, brother, I'm an assassin. I have stealth too. I can get revenge on others for you. Brother Song Fei, I learned an AoE control skill. I can freeze him." Song Fei radiated a protagonist's aura. "Everyone, we are one big, loving family. Anyone who wants to join is welcome. Come, we will forever be united." The fans were stirred up again, their eyes welling with tears. "Oh, this is so heartwarming. We'll never regret following Brother Song Fei." These people shouted in unison. "That bastard. Darkness only knows how to use his assassin skills to sneak attack. He has no honor. How dare he touch our brother? We must make him pay a heavy price." That's right. Once we've got that shadow guy under control, we'll let brother finish him off and show him what happens when you mess with our brother. Revenge. We have to beat that shadow to death. Avenge our brother. For our brother's sake, we have to kill that shadow dog. The nearby players who heard this were stunned, thinking, "What's going on? What is this little village trying to do?" One of them sneered. "Heh. You don't know? That guy was killed by someone from outside the village." "Really? But he had that whole group of little sisters protecting him. How could he have been killed?" The opponent was the shadow. You get it? A high-level shadow. Did that shadow guy really dare to take on this group? I think these girls are completely out of their minds. After sweet-talking his fans, Song Fei thought smugly to himself, "Perfect. With so many witnesses, everyone will see it clearly when I eliminate that shadow. No matter how strong he is, a lone wolf can't do anything, especially a lowly assassin. How could he possibly compare to a noble mage like me?" Meanwhile, Qin Feng was using his greedy hand skill. The system announced, "You have received 16 evolution points and 217 days of tradable lifespan." The loot included 6 silver rank items and 1 gold rank item. Qin Feng immediately upgraded his Grace Deliverance skill. The system announced, "You have consumed 10 evolution points, 9 points remaining." The epic rank skill Grace Deliverance has reached legendary rank. Passive effect improved. Weak point damage effect increased from 100% to 200%. Weak point hit coefficient has been doubled. Active skill. The next attack applies the throat slit effect, dealing 100% to 150% of the attack's damage per second for 3 seconds. Cooldown reduced from 30 seconds and 22.2 seconds to 25 seconds and 18.5 seconds. Qin Feng calculated mentally. The weak point targeting ability increased from 100% to 200%. So, the weak point damage dealt when hitting a target has doubled. If I exaggerate a little, wouldn't that mean half of the enemy's body becomes a weak point? In that case, my Shadow Shield Slash could also deal weak point damage. Moreover, the damage from throat slit has been enhanced, and the cooldown has been reduced from 30 seconds to 25 seconds. It feels like I could take down even a gold rank boss in a single blow. An epic skill initially required 10 evolution points to reach legendary, but going from legendary to mythic costs 100 times more evolution points. From legendary to mythic requires 200 points. Following this rule, to evolve the epic rank greedy hand, I'd need 210 points, and to get it to legendary, it would take 340 points. I have 9 evolution points left. What can I do with them? I might as well upgrade my backstab enhancement. The system announced, you have consumed 8 evolution points. 1 point remaining. The silver rank skill, backstab enhancement, has evolved to gold rank. Passive effect improved. When attacking a target from behind, damage is increased from 30% to 40%. Qin Feng marveled. A single silver boss and a bunch of players helped me earn over 1,400 days of tradable lifespan. What a huge profit. Time to head back to the city. But suddenly, a female assassin rushed in from behind to ambush him. Qin Feng glanced slightly and then leaned to the side, perfectly dodging the attack. The girl shouted, "Die, Shadow." She repeatedly slashed at him, but every attack was a miss. In a panic, she yelled, "How can this be?" When her assassination failed, she grew furious and immediately went into stealth on the spot, kicking up a cloud of dust. A group of Song Fei's fans shouted from above, "Die, you shadow bastard, we've got you surrounded. We're here to avenge Brother Fei." A female archer beside them drew her bow and shouted, "Yeah." The female mage nearby also screamed, "We must get revenge for Brother Fei." Down below, Qin Feng instantly activated Shadow Shield Stealth. The female archer scoffed, "Humph, it's useless. My skill can track stealth." She shot an arrow into the sky, and feathers rained down, but they only revealed the female assassin, who had just failed to kill Qin Feng. The group didn't realize it was their ally and cheered happily. "Awesome, we found him. Sisters, unleash your strongest skills. Attack him." Countless attacks immediately rained down on the female assassin. She screamed in terror, "Ah, wait, I'm not him." But it was too late. The attacks slammed right into her. The group up high realized they had hit the wrong person. The chubby female mage quickly tried to justify it. "It's fine. It doesn't matter. She's not a mage anyway, which means she doesn't truly like Brother Song Fei. This is her punishment. Quick, release the scouting bird and hunt down that shadow." The female archer immediately complied. Suddenly, Qin Feng activated the demonic fire spirit bell, a special item. The system announced, shaking the demonic fire, Spirit Bell inflicts a 3-second immobilization effect on all enemies within a 100-meter radius. Cooldown, 600 seconds, 521 seconds remaining. All the female fans were frozen solid, with no idea what was happening. The female archer was horrified, unable to move. A black shadow zipped past, accompanied by a series of continuous slashes. It was Qin Feng's Shadow Shield Slash. He appeared right in front of Song Fei. At that moment, Tong Fei was hiding off to the side, wondering in confusion, what's happening? All of them died for no apparent reason. Was it that shadow guy? Impossible. How could he have done it without even showing up? Qin Feng was already standing right beside Tong Fei, whispering in his ear, "Tong Fei, you're dead meat." Tong Fei jumped in shock, quickly putting up a magic shield and yelling, "Damn it." But how could he possibly defend himself? Qin Feng threw a highly poisonous dart, piercing through the shield and embedding itself straight into Tong Fei's forehead. He immediately collapsed to the ground. Looking at the loot dropped on the ground, Qin Feng muttered, this guy still had a long life ahead of him. He had about 2,000 days of tradable lifespan left, but why didn't his female fans have any tradable lifespan? Were they planning to offer all their lifespan to Tong Fei? Has it been so long that they haven't realized that their idol's downfall is just part of a game? These people are truly a bunch of idiots. What a shame. If they had tradable lifespan, I could have earned a few hundred days. So, this stuff can only be left for the monsters around here to benefit from. At the respawn point in Firefly Town, Tong Fei revived, roaring in anger. Damn it. I only have 500 days left out of my total 2,000 days of tradable lifespan. The chubby female mage next to him asked the female archer, "Didn't you use your tracking skill? Why couldn't you find him?" The female archer quickly replied, "I did use the skill, but I could only find that female assassin. I saw the invisibility level on her attribute panel. Maybe the shadow's invisibility level is higher." "That's right." The female mage nodded. "I also noticed my anti-invisibility skill is only level 1. It can only detect level 1 invisibility. From level 2 and above, I can't see him." Tong Fei was furious. That damn shadow. He comes and goes without a trace. How am I supposed to defend against him? I didn't even do anything to offend him. Besides, he already stole the boss. He shouldn't have come back to kill me. Then he riled up his delusional group of players. "For everyone's safety, let's go to another place to level up." Everyone chanted in unison, "Wherever you go, we will follow." At this time, Qin Feng had also returned to town. Not seeing Tong Fei and his group, He wondered doubtfully, strange, I don't see Tong Fei and his gang anywhere. Could he have gone to another town or logged off? He asked a nearby player. Hey, do you know where Tong Fei and his group went? The other player was startled when Qin Feng suddenly appeared. Ah, you scared me to death. Dark Lord Shadow. He pointed in one direction. My lord, Tong Fei and his group went that way. Go kill him, but I have a small request. Later, when you kill Tong Fei, could you please spare my girlfriend? Her name is Fei Baomian. She's a female hunter. Qin Feng replied. I suggest you get a new girlfriend. He thought to himself. His girlfriend must be the female hunter with the invisibility detection skill. The player quickly begged, my lord, I'm begging you. It took me forever to find a girlfriend. But Qin Feng had already activated his shadow shield to go invisible. The player still tried to call out, my lord, please. Qin Feng didn't pay him any mind, thinking to himself that even though he knew the direction they left in, he didn't know their destination. Searching for them would take quite some time. If only the reliable Xiao Shui were here. Suddenly, a figure dashed past, and Qin Feng was startled to realize it was Xiao Shui. He deactivated his invisibility and stepped in front of her. Beautiful. Could you help me with something? Xiao Shui Xiying was surprised. Ah, you're the shadow. Qin Feng nodded. I heard you have the ability to search for targets in a large area. Is that right? Help me find Tong Fei and his crew. In return, I'll sell you a platinum-grade staff at a cheap price. Xiao Shui was overjoyed. As she operated her screen, she asked doubtfully, but how did you know I have the ability to search for targets over a large area? I've never told anyone. Qin Feng smiled. Don't worry about that. You just need to say whether you want the platinum-grade staff or not. Xiao Shui nodded repeatedly. Yes, yes, but I'm afraid I don't have enough money to buy it. Qin Feng replied. It's only a few hundred days. The original price is at least 700 to 800 days. Xiao Shui was skeptical. Really? Qin Feng nodded. Go ahead and complete the trade with me. The system announced, trade successful. Xiao Shui held the platinum-grade staff, smiling brightly. Hey, a platinum-grade staff. Qin Feng gently tapped her on the head. Get to work quickly. Xiao Shui nodded. Yes. She released her scout bird, thinking to herself that this was clearly her first time meeting the great Shadow Lord. Why does he feel so familiar? She asked. My lord, aren't you afraid I'll take the item and run without helping you? Qin Feng smiled. Why don't you hate Tong Fei? Xiao Shui turned back. My lord, how do you know I hate Tong Fei? Are you a friend of mine in real life? But your voice doesn't sound very similar. Qin Feng chuckled. Haha, take a guess. Xiao Shui said bluntly. I'm too lazy to guess. She released the bird to continue its work. Her eyes lit up with the bird's every move. Whatever the bird saw, she saw too. Xiao Shui reported. Found Tong Fei. Coordinates are 3, 8, 6, 9, 5, 2, 7. But I'm not sure they'll stay put. By the time you get there, they might have already moved. Qin Feng nodded. Add me as a friend, keep an eye on them, and update me on their situation. Xiao Shui was worried. How long do you need me to track them? If it's too long, I'll. Qin Feng cut her off, just for a little while. Then, he immediately left. A moment later, Qin Feng arrived at the mountain. Suddenly, his eyes lit up. Upon reaching a forest, he abruptly stopped. Xiao Shui was puzzled. Hey, why did you stop? Qin Feng walked up to a tree with a strange symbol carved on it and said to Xiao Shui, do me a favor, look around for any other large trees like this one. Xiao Shui was confused. Huh? Alright, big shot. There's one 100 meters from you and another 100 meters to your left. Qin Feng placed his hand on the symbol on the tree trunk, and a strange light emanated from it. Xiao Shui asked, what is that symbol? Qin Feng smiled. Take a guess. Around Qin Feng, beams of light formed a triangle. In the center, a Yang treasure appeared. Xiao Shui was stunned. Is that a golden grade Yang treasure? Qin Feng remarked. I never thought I'd receive a blessing from the ancient gods in the novice town. What luck, to even find a Yang treasure. The blessing of the ancient gods can appear randomly in the forsaken land of the gods. A series of strange symbols will materialize in an area. When enough symbols are activated, the blessing will be unlocked. It could be a powerful monster, or a Yang treasure. Perhaps even a special one. Xiao Shui said excitedly. You're so lucky, big shot. This Yang treasure could sell for 1,000 days of tradable lifespan. Qin Feng walked over to the Yang treasure, thinking to himself that her estimate was quite accurate. In his past life, at this point, the real-world exchange rate for tradable lifespan was 1 to 10,000 dollars. By the second day, the rate had already surged to 1 to 50,000. Xiao Shui was also thinking, the big shot just needs to glance at the symbols. I have to memorize them. With my search ability, I'll be able to find these on my own later. The system announced, "You have opened a golden grade treasure. Received golden grade skill book. Curse flower." Qin Feng was puzzled. Curse flower. What kind of skill is this? The system announced, "Curse flower. Golden grade, multi-target skill. If used on a player's corpse within 15 seconds of their death, a curse flower will grow on the enemy's body. The curse flower continuously drains the target's tradable lifespan until it reaches 0. It has no cooldown." Qin Feng was astonished. Whoa, this skill is insanely broken. I heard about this skill in my past life, so its name is Curse Flower. The name is quite fitting. With this skill, as long as I kill a player and protect their corpse, the Curse Flower will suck their tradable lifespan completely dry. Song Fei's glory days end here. This time, I'll kill him until he's forced to quit the game. After that, I need to quickly reach level 10 to transfer these resources to the real world, and then completely destroy him in real life. With that thought, Qin Feng immediately set off. Elsewhere, Song Fei and his horde of rabid fans were fighting a boss. After taking down the boss, Song Fei thought to himself, "We've run this far. That shadow guy definitely can't follow us here. He already stole a silver grade boss from me and killed me twice. That's more than enough. He wouldn't hunt me all the way out here, would he?" A sinister look appeared on his face. "After I level up some more here, I'll go back and settle the score with him. That damn shadow bastard." Suddenly, the chubby female mage shouted, "Brother Fei, look, there are people fighting a boss over there." Song Fei immediately grew agitated. "Oh hell, that group looks like fans of that shadow guy." Hearing this, the chubby girl roared in anger. "What?" The rabid fans instantly became aggressive. "It's more fans of that bastard. These damn vermin are just trying to help him level up. Sisters, let's go. Kill them all. We can't let these losers stop Brother Fei from ruling the leaderboards." Seeing the horde of fans approaching, a young man holding a shield, the team's tank, beamed with joy. "Awesome. Backup has arrived. Hey everyone, this boss is almost out of health. Let's take it down together." But his reply was a staff smashed directly into his face. It was a full-force blow from the chubby girl's rage. His companions panicked. "Captain, what are you doing? Are you insane?" The chubby girl and her gang were filled with hostility. "This is the price you pay for being a fan of the shadow guy." Another girl was bewildered. "What? The shadow guy? I have no idea what you're talking about." But her reply was arrows piercing her eyes and mouth. The last person remaining screamed in terror. The ferocious female archer snarled, "Go lead the way and get the hell out of here. We'll wipe out all you shadow fans and the monsters here. The sky is wide. Our hearts are true. Our love for Fei will fly us through." With that said, more arrows rained down on the monster and the last player. In an instant, both the monster and the player were taken down. Song Fei looked at the loot that dropped and cheered excitedly. "Oh my god, thank you, my dear family. I was almost ambushed by those shadow fans. I never knew they were so cunning and malicious." His rabid fans burst into tears. "No need to thank us. No matter where we go, to the ends of the earth, we'll always be thinking of you, Brother Fei." At that moment, Qin Feng had appeared in the distance. Observing the celebrating crowd, he immediately activated his stealthing shadow shield. Qin Feng's voice rang out, "Song Fei." Hearing the voice, the entire group went pale with panic. Song Fei was startled and tried to turn his head to look back. But before he could see a thing, his head was severed from his neck. Qin Feng's voice was cold. "He's dead." The rabid fans screamed in anguish. "Brother Fei." Qin Feng's body slowly materialized as he immediately cast his skill, Curse Flower. A crimson flower bloomed from Song Fei's neck. The crazed fans were horrified. What was that? The scene cuts to the resurrection point. Song Fei had revived, roaring in anger. "This shadow bastard. Are you insane? Why do you keep targeting me? Is it because I have so many girls fawning over me? You're jealous of me, aren't you? Damn it. This bastard definitely came to Firefly Town because of me. Don't tell me the girl he was hitting on is also one of my fans. But what does that have to do with me?" System notification. Transaction lifespan continuously decreasing. 400, 390, 380, 370. Song Fei panicked. His lifespan was already less than 400 days, and it was still dropping. What the hell is going on? Is there really this kind of penalty for dying multiple times? Just then, his mob of crazed fans also revived. They screamed in fear, "Brother Fei, this is bad. That shadow guy cast a skill, and a blood-red flower grew on your body. It looks like it's sucking something out of you." Song Fei was stunned. "What? A flower grew on my corpse, and it's draining my lifespan?" System notification. Transaction. Lifespan. 350, 340, 330. He thought to himself, "Damn you, Shadow, you're too vicious. So you're really trying to kill me. I have to get out of the game, now. If I get killed again, my lifespan will be completely gone. He turned to his fans. Everyone, let's go offline for now. I'm going to go out and buy more lifespan, then come back and complete my equipment set. Then, we'll all be fully armed, powered up, and we'll take him on together. The crazed fans chanted in unison. Wherever Brother Fei goes, our hearts will follow. Song Fei gritted his teeth, thinking, just you wait. Shadow, this isn't over. It took me over 2.5 years of grinding to get where I am today. I refuse to believe I can't just crush you with money. On the other side, the curse flower was still blooming all over the corpses. Qin Feng was continuously harvesting transaction lifespan. System notification. For killing too many other players, you are now on the 4th tier. Upon death, you will lose 96.875% of your current lifespan. Qin Feng paid the notification no mind, muttering, another 1,000 days of lifespan. Song Fei's crew must have killed a lot of monsters, huh? But the absorption has stopped. Looks like Song Fei and his cronies have gone offline. From high above, Xiao Shui was still observing everything through her scouting bird. She thought in horror. So this is Shadow's true power. The #1 player on the leaderboard is truly terrifying. Qin Feng looked up and asked Xiao Shui, Song Fei is offline, right? Xiao Shui replied, that's right. He and all his fans logged out. Qin Feng instructed her, keep an eye out from now on. The moment he's online, notify me immediately. Xiao Shui nodded. Understood, boss. So, can I go now? Qin Feng stopped her. Wait, I have a golden tier skill book for the priest class, Holy Sword of Judgment. Do you want it? Xiao Shui's eyes lit up. Ah, yes, I want it, Qin Feng said. Go back to Firefly Town and wait for me. At Firefly Town, Qin Feng handed the skill book to Xiao Shui. This skill book is worth 500 days of transaction lifespan, but if you agree to one condition, I'll sell it to you for half that price. Xiao Shui was startled and shouted, ah, boss, I'm not selling my body. What kind of nonsense are you thinking? Qin Feng thought helplessly. I'm just asking you to join a team and become their permanent healer. Xiao Shui breathed a sigh of relief. Okay, fine. But if they're too weak, I'm telling on them to you, boss. Qin Feng chuckled. They're not that bad. Their skills are pretty solid. I'm contacting them right now. Elsewhere, Wang Meng had just smashed a monster with his hammer. His entire body was poisoned. He sighed. Finally done. He turned around and said urgently, quick, Xiao Yu, cure my poison. Qin Xiao Yu fumbled. Huh? Cure poison? Wang Meng grew impatient. Yes, every priest has a detoxification skill. Hurry up, I can't take much more of this. Qin Xiao, you pretended to know what she was doing. Oh, right, this skill. I see it. She shouted, purification spell. But the spell hit a nearby tree instead. Wang Meng immediately coughed up a mouthful of blood as Jin Li scrambled out of the way in a panic. Qin Xiao, you stammered. Ah, sorry. I miscast. The others called out worriedly, Captain. And just like that, Wang Meng was express shipped back to town. Back in town, everyone tried to console Wang Meng. He buried his face in his hands in frustration, thinking he had to replace this nanny immediately. But where could he find a professional priest now? All the good ones were already on teams. Meanwhile, Qin Xiao Yu was ecstatic. Wow, this game isn't so hard, is it? I easily got to level 4. Great. At this rate, I'll get to meet Brother Song Fei in no time. Just then, a message from Qin Feng arrived. Wang Meng, I have someone for you. She's a hidden class, a god priest. Her skills aren't bad. Does your team want her? Wang Meng calmed down. Boss, if you say she's not bad, then she must be great. If you're recommending her, then there's no problem. Qin Feng nodded. Good, she's in Firefly Town. Not many people are farming mobs over here. You guys should come over and party up to level. Wang Meng understood. No problem, we're on our way. Seashell Town is too crowded anyway. We were just about to move to a new spot to level up. He turned to look at Qin Xiao Yu and hesitated. Xiao Yu, Seashell Town is just too crowded right now. We need to go to a higher level area to train. With your current skill level, it's a bit too dangerous for you to tag along, so we can't take you with us. Qin Xiao Yu was taken aback, but I think I can still. Before she could finish her sentence, Wang Meng and his team were already gone. No time, we're in a hurry, let's go. Xiao Yu, take care of yourself. Tan Xiaodu froze, cursing him internally. That bastard. If you want to dump me, just say it. Why make up excuses? Fine by me. I'm sick of this anyway. I'll just go find the Dark Overlord to guide me. Meanwhile, Wang Meng had met up with Qin Feng. He transferred 800 days of lifespan to Qin Feng, saying, this is the lifespan for the equipment I bought last time. I still owe you 500 days. Our Captain Anne will deliver it later. He sighed. Lifespan is really hard to come by in this game. Qin Feng thought to himself. Captain An, could it be on you? He nodded. All right, this is Sha Shuetian, and he is Wang Meng. You two can introduce yourselves. Suddenly, a voice called out. Wang Meng, I'm here. A girl with the ID Justice Executor appeared. Qin Feng looked at her, thinking to himself, it really is An Yu. In the game, she went by the name Justice Executor, holder of the unique hidden class, Dragon Swordsman, and one of the top 20 strongest players in the world in his past life. A pillar of the great Xia government, a nightmare for countless foreign enemy forces. And Yu walked up and shook Qin Feng's hand warmly. The Dark Overlord. Wow, it's an honor to meet you, truly. I'm An Yu. I'm a huge admirer of yours. Qin Feng replied. Hello. He thought to himself, this is the first time I've met a player in the Forsaken Divine Realm who was even stronger than me in my past life. An Yu smiled. Dark Overlord, you're progressing so fast. Do you have some kind of secret? I was even joking before that maybe you're a transmigrator or someone who's been reborn. Heh, Qin Feng thought to himself, but according to my memories from my past life, An Yu wasn't on the same team as Wang Meng. It seems she's representing the Jianghai government, buying a significant amount of lifespan for trading. The Dragon Swordsman class has extremely high survivability. The government must feel very secure in trusting their lifespan to her. And Yu continued, Overlord, if you have any equipment in the future, just sell it to us. We'll take anything. Oh, and all of the Jianghai government's lifespan is on me right now. You wouldn't kill me for it, would you, Overlord? Qin Feng laughed. Of course not. I'm not that short-sighted. A mutually beneficial partnership is always the best option. And Yu beamed. I knew you were a smart man, Overlord. Qin Feng thought to himself, every sentence is a probe, just like the rumors from my past life said. An Yu seems innocent on the outside, but in reality, she's incredibly shrewd. Her methods are tough. Right now, she's the bridge between me and the Great Shai government, which will also save me a lot of trouble.